Hello. I hope everybody's feeling good this week. Oh, nice one, Aaron. Aaron's been a channel member by the Christmas tree. By the Christmas tree.
No, it's not.
For 8 months. Thank you very, very much. I've got a can of Coke somewhere and I've lost it. So I think it's in the front room under the Christmas tree. But God knows.
Nope.
Hey, Bastian. Hey, Nightwalker Media, sorry. Hey, Craig. Hey, Aaron. Nearly bloody dropped everything. My God. Hey, Shane. Hi, ads. Why isn't the computer working properly today? Hey, Crit Dan. Only 4 minutes late. Nearly 5. Nearly 5. Hey, Tony. Hey, is that Julamy? Hey, Hannah. Hey, Jaden. I hope everybody is having a fantastic start to the week. Tonight's live is obviously running. I spoke to Chris probably about half an hour ago. He's not joining because he has a family member that's really ill. I don't know what he's kind of told people or anything, so it's going to be up to him to tell you guys. But I know I'm doing a live, but if any of you guys want to disappear or want to know of a giveaway that's going on tonight, there is one over at Unseen Universe. So he's doing a raffle every day all the way up until Christmas for the Men Cap up in Leeds, I think it is, if I remember rightly. So if you guys also want to pop over there or have both the streams running, that's absolutely cool. But I'd rather tell you guys that's going on as well, because obviously it's all about autism awareness, and obviously all of us lot fully support that. I will be putting down the link into the comments pretty soon. But invert news, has anybody had any invert news? Have you guys had any deliveries this week or anything special happening, any pairings happening this week? As you know, a lot of you guys probably already know, we've paired up the Samapaya Samirnia Venezuelan Sun Tiger at the last weekend. It was actually, and the video came out for that yesterday, so that all went really, really well. So what's been going on with you lot? Nightwalker, autistic and proud. Yes, man. What? I feel like a bullet will do the trick to shift it. Oh my God, that's what's going on. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy says his garage is finally complete. Moved the majority of the inverts and the Froggo over. So you might be thinking, why is Jeremy doing a garage? What it's all about? So Jeremy is hopefully, hi Helen, hopefully in the next 12 months going to become kind of the UK's biggest breeder when it comes to true spiders, and he had them all in his bedroom. So now he has got use of the garage and he's boarded it all out. Hey Stu, done all the flooring and everything, and it's looking wicked. And hopefully we can get Jezza up on a live stream pretty soon to show you guys exactly what he's doing. It is pretty epic and it's pretty damn special. Hey Neens, are you okay? Yeah, Helen, unfortunately I miss a lot of the lives because of the kids and what have you. Bournemouth Bug, special delivery of Megaphobema robustum for Mictopus auratus and Histocrates gigas. And I'm glad I managed to say that all wicked. So there's 32 of you watching, so I'm just going to mention it again. Unseen Universe is doing a raffle for autism over on his channel every day or on the run up to Christmas. So if you want to load that stream up at the same time as mine, or if you want to disappear over to his, I will certainly not hold that against you because it's all about autism awareness. Nice. P Smithy today and mature male tomorrow. Burropees, mature male. Sharon got a few jumping spiders, skeleton leg, almost slings, few new sacks spotted this week. Full enclosure cleans tomorrow. Nice ads. I've got to do my enclosure clean. I fed everything yesterday, so tomorrow similar to what Ads has done. I've got to go around and clean all the glass and stuff like that. Oh, you kind of look at your spiders and you think, oh my God, that glass there, the spiders fired a poo from across its enclosure, splattered it against the window, and you kind of think, yeah, I'll clean that. And then there's another one, and then there might be 3, and then it's like, my God, the thing's living in a toilet. We need to go in and clean. Hey Shane, well, nice shout out, mate. I'll be switching and stopping between the lives. No, I appreciate that, dude. No worries. Nightwalker says, got some matte black millipedes, olive millipedes, and ivory bumble, and desert gold and metallic on Well Happy. Very nice. Thank you, Stu. Appreciate that, especially today. Yeah, we've had a bit of a nightmare few days here, but it seems to be calming down. So if you have PM me or message me on Facebook or drop me an email or something, it is taking me a little bit of time to get back to you. I'll be back to normal in the next couple of days, don't worry. Helen says, I'm waiting for jumping spiders from Leah. I need to clean my baby locust out, but I'm scared as the hoppers are so small as just hatch. If you're scared of them getting out, do it in the bath. Hey, Daniel from PT. Portsmouth Tarantulas is in the house. This is the first time I managed to catch the live. No, appreciate it. Thank you. Leah, I want a millipede at the next show. You're making me venture out into other inverts, Scott. That's what it's all about for me. It's not just, that's why the channel's Scott's Inverts, because it's not all about the spiders. There is some amazing insects out there. I'm not too keen on the mantis. Bear with me, because I struggle to keep them. That seems to be my one species that I really, really struggle to keep and keep alive more than anything. I don't know what it is. Everything seems to be all right. I've double checked it with people that keep these mantis, and they never seem to go to a full adult or only last as adults for a short period. Hey, Saltire. How was Longleat? Says Bournemouth Bugs. I've seen that post. I was always strictly teased until I met you. It's all about blaming Scott in the end. Yes, Bastion. If you do want some more inverts and your partner or your family say no, I'm quite happy to do you an email like you've won a giveaway or something. If you want, that's completely fine. And the hashtag is #BlameScottsInvert. Struggling with centipedes. Don't have any luck with them, says Craig. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. These wants more centipedes. I picked up another 5 the other night. Basically, it wasn't a rescue; it was a rehome. Just somebody's. I won't go into the details to why I got them. I just got them. I keep all that private because they are keeping other animals and stuff like that. But it happened. Longleat was cool, says Danielle. They have got rid of a few animals, but Dave had never been. Dave's never been Longleat. And if you pop over to Danielle's Facebook, you'll see a picture of her, Scott, Dave, and Camera Lady. Go for a giant species. I did, Shane. I had the African giant one, and I had that for a long, long time up until adulthood as a male, and I flew it around the kitchen and all sorts. But the other species, I don't know. Maybe I just need to do a bit more research, to be honest. But I did a hell of a lot. I'll blame Scott for everything. Yeah, anything goes wrong. #BlameScottsInverts. Do you spritz the mantis? My sister has 7 adults. Yes, Ellen. We were spraying the mantis, and Mrs., if she clocked it was a little bit dry, if I'd done it in the morning before work, she would spray it midday as well as. Is there any tips and tricks in selectively breeding millipedes at all? Because I'd like to have some show quality millipedes for next year, but I want to take anywhere up to a year to make that happen. I think with the millipedes, in conjunction with the lad up the road, we bred the train millipedes, but that's all I've ever done when it comes to breeding millipedes. I have got a male and female of a certain species of millipede, but that video will probably come out after Christmas because that's in conjunction with another millipede keeper. But you'll see that next year. It was such a lovely day. We were at Days for 7 a.m. Got back around 10 p.m. Oh, nice. Yeah, they're all in here, Helen. Helen, it's like between 26 to 28 degrees in here, depending on what part of the shelf it was. The Devil's Flower Mantis, we had a heat lamp on that because they need to be up to, I think it was, is it 38? It was a little while ago now. Hey, Answer Universe, you okay? Anybody else got any invert news, invert related news? We've got a Christmas giveaway. Obviously, Christmas Day that's starting at 6 to about 8:30 ish. Got a couple of things for that. Almost left Dave with the crocodiles, or you almost left Scott with the crocodiles. Hannah, yes, Hannah won a mystery box in the raffle on the WhatsApp group. I will sort that out for you tomorrow, Hannah. Just drop me I will PM you with the slots available, whatever the Spider Shop are doing, and then pick whatever day you want that to be delivered. I know I ask every stream, how's your... Mine's molted again, Shane. So it's doing really, really good. Hey, Keith. Ness is earwigging too. So Keith's Ness's other half. Hey Nessa, hey Keith. Let me just drop this into the. That's the link for StreamYard. If you ever thought about coming on a live and you think, oh, it's this, it's that, it's so easy to follow. Click that link and it basically just sets it up for you on your phone, laptop, whatever device you're on. It's well easy to set up. Pop up, come and say hello. If you feel confident enough, then show us some of your animals. Possibly, if you don't feel confident, I'm quite happy for you just to chill and have a little chat with us on screen about the hobby. Hey Matt, cheers Matt, thank you, dude. Hit the button, it's a good thing to do. Thank you, brother, appreciate that. I've just put the link in, Matt, if you want to join. Bingo says Bastion. Oh my god! The terrible thing with going live on a phone is every notification that you normally get pops up in front of the screen. Sometimes covers the comments. So I've got the laptop on behind, and it seems the laptop isn't brilliantly working this evening. And Universe is getting a Regal Jumping Spider for Christmas. Nice. Plus, if Scott hits 50 likes, he's going to grow out his mullet. Apparently. AJ says evening, evening, lovely people. Where's Chris? Danielle, I didn't know if Chris was going to be joining or not tonight. I spoke to him about half an hour ago, and he's not. And this is because his son's not very well at the moment. But I don't know what details he's kind of put out there, so I'll leave it for Chris to tell you what's going on. Hopefully next week. But it is serious. Just got in from judo. We'll try and jump on in a bit once food sorted. Said Matt, cheers, Matt. Be good to see you, dude. Steve, hey, Steve. I've just ordered a P Regalis from Mitch. Nice. And I've just had a couple of messages pop up from Chris, and I can't tell you what they were because it's not past 9 o'clock yet. You need to shave the beard or at least groom it, Matt. That's terrible, Helen. Terrible. It is got a bit out of control, but I've been rushing around today, But I think I'm going to grow it to about here and then have it all shaped and cut. So probably the summertime, have it neatened up. But if it's all neat and posh, that's just not me. I like it all messy. It reflects me a bit more. Nice one, Leah. Pop on then. I like mine at that length. It tickles the nips. Jay says plait it. My God, no. I say no. I've never done it on a stream. I have done it, and I'm pretty sure Tara's got pictures of it plaited. But I remember when I was growing the beard, and I was literally just like, it was probably about that long, and I sat there plaiting it, and I had like 3 plaits, and I thought my beard was long. Looks more Viking messy, says Hannah. It just, do you know when I can do it? I can straighten it all, and I have done it, and I've put the beard oils on, and it looks dead straight, and it's all plasticky, and it's got the shine to it. That ain't me. You know what I mean? This is me. Don't like it? Well, tough. Hey, Ling, you okay? Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I just, to be honest, with everything that I've got going on, and everything that I'm doing, I seriously just don't have much time to mess around with a beard. So a lot of the time it just grows, and then I go down the barbers, and he moans at me for not coming in with it straight, cuts it all up for me, cuts the size back, and then that's it. 2 plaits would look like a pirate. What? How do you mean? Or look, that's the only bit that really annoys me about my beard. It's like, look, I have a centre parting on my beard. How's that work? Literally a centre parting in the middle of the beard. So even if I squish it together, still don't work. Jumping Spider family, mate. It's not far from 1 million subs. Yeah, right. I don't know, Jumping Spider family. Would you want 1 million? Would you want that responsibility of possibly influencing a million people's hobby? Oh, I don't know. I like it as it is. Bit of rain, says Leah. Thank you. Hello, I'm only joking. I know. You should keep it like that. Oh, you meant plaits? Oh, yeah. Pirate plaits. Steve says, yes, mate. Not as much pirate as hard-working dwarf. That beard is trademark, mate. Dwarf? Hey, Jason, you're right. Haunt of the Collector. My God, if any of you got Haunt of the Collector, Jason, on Facebook, go check him out. Pop over to his TikTok. His drawings of like animal eyes are just absolutely insane, and I mean absolutely insane. I watched his first one, and I wasn't expecting the end result, and I do apologise for thinking that, Jason, by the way. But the end result was just like, my God, how did you do that? Nightwalk, I'm actually enjoying this. Good. But Uncle Dave's not a fear of. Gimli. That would do. Gimli. Tall dwarf. Does anybody vape more often than what you normally do while watching a live? I find I can't put my vape down while we're doing a live. 7 days of ordering before we close for Christmas, says Danielle. So you've got a week left if you want to order anything from Portsmouth Tarantulas. I think a lot of the sellers follow Danielle's example. Hey, Joe Biden, my geniculata shed. Guess what? Female. Hello. Don't know. Chris was there for a second and then disappeared. Might grab a mystery box after Christmas as Bournemouth Bugs. Nice. Where from though, Bournemouth Bugs? I named my millipedes today as well. Hey, Russ. I struggle to. Hey, Leah.
Hi.
Sorry. Probably.
That's all right. Let me just turn this up. Might be able to hear you better. Bought the millipede mashup, but I bought 2 separate bumblebees. Nice. Hey, Tom. Yeah, I always struggle to name spiders and insects and inverts. If something like the Darlingi, it's a Darlingi. I don't know. How about you, Leah? Do you name your inverts or?
Oh, I do. Well, I say I do. I let other people name them. So my daughter's named a lot of my tarantulas. Ling's actually named one of them. She's named the Minax. She's named it Naga Boom because it's spicy.
Oh, I was just about to say Naga.
Yeah. So I don't personally name them myself, but I do let like my viewers on TikTok name them and things like that.
I've got a couple that are named after people that have like given to me or bought them off them. So they're like
a lot of people name their arsehole tarantulas Chris. Oh wait, swearing, sorry.
That means everybody must have a Chris in their collection.
I don't yet.
Oh. Okay,
just said all my spicy tarantulas get called Chris.
That's a ridiculously rare sight. Hardly ever see that. My Ikea.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to take the lid off. I daren't.
Have another moment like Chris at the show.
Yeah, literally.
That was hilarious.
But that is hardly ever how. What? I've just the last message that I've got up was I named on Grinlab because when I first got it, I was waiting weeks for his advice on care. Biash says Saft. Steve, yeah, dwarfs, mate. Those work hard in themselves, mine. You know, hopefully you know, mate. Isn't something bad. I don't think. Let me check. No, I was 4 seconds behind, so it should be all right now. It's because I've got the laptops behind the camera, but the comments come up on my phone as well. So I keep going to my phone instead of checking the laptop, and the phone's on StreamYard. So it's about 3 hours behind. Guess who I named Curly, says Pet Exotics. Hannah, that was quick for Jaden. Yeah, normally you message Jaden and he replies 3 years later. Or 4 years.
He's been pretty active in the chat recently.
He has, bless him. Yeah. My curly hair is Bob Ross. Who's Bob Ross?
I have no
Is he somebody famous? See, my issue is, I mean, like, probably about 5 years ago, I stopped watching normal TV, so I don't really know who's a celebrity anymore.
Yeah.
I watch just YouTube.
Time I watched TV. Marley, stop it.
Oh my God, Jay. Shane says, WTF, Scott. What? Everyone knows Bob Ross. Bob Ross. He's a painter. Danielle says, I watch Criminal Minds. TV painter from the 70s/80s, says Matt. No idea. There's 40 people watching, so I'm going to give Mitch a quick shout out again. Mitch is doing a live over at Unseen Universe, raising money for autism. So if you want to either watch both streams, go between the two, or go over and support Mitch, feel completely free. I think on Mitch's stream you have to buy raffle tickets, but he's got some epic prizes going on over there. So raising money for Menka. Ross died years ago. Ex-war veteran, became famous artist. I have no idea. Just going to put some cheeky little trees in the corner. Oh yeah. American fella, head like a microphone, paints a lot of trees, rivers and mountains. No idea. I like when you look at artists, I like Geiger, and that's about it. I also appreciate Banksy. Used art to get over PTSD and become a mate. Okay, so it sounds like I'm going to have to search a documentary up on Netflix and go check him out. Happy Tree, says Shane. How's your TikTok going, Leo?
It's going all right. Although I think I may have had like a bit of a shadow ban or something, possibly from the middle finger. Like usually my videos get like around 2,000 views or so, like just off the bat. And then the last couple of videos have been sitting at around 500 since the middle finger.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
We'll blame Chris.
Blame Chris. It's Chris's fault.
Yeah.
It's all about my dog size only because he's local. I think I missed a bit of the conversation there.
Blame me for what?
What was that? Was that Chris?
he just popped on and says, "Blame me for what?" He's in the background doing the technical. I can't swear yet. Doing the technical stuff.
9 minutes.
Yeah, 29 minutes till we can start swearing. Nightwalker Media. I have to jump out. Got my 32nd birthday party to go to. No, is it your birthday today? Happy 32nd birthday, dude. Or do that.
Birthday. Younger than me.
What? 32 is younger than you.
Just. If he's just turned 32, I'm 32. What's that supposed to mean?
You're not 32. I've met you in real life
Yeah.
a couple of times. You're not 32.
I am. How old do you think I am?
I thought you were like mid-20s.
No. Hang on. If you thought I was mid-20s and I've got a 12-year-old daughter.
I didn't know you had a 12-year-old daughter. Yeah, but I never
Yeah.
judge people. If somebody has a child really young, they have a child really young, and what?
If
You
I
know,
was mid-20s and I had a 12-year-old, I would have had to been like 13 when I had her.
I don't question things like that. I just, just accept. Keith Smith, 32. I wish. Keith, yeah, I know you and Nessa are both what, mid-30s. Yeah, Steve says max 25.
Oh, really?
Sebastian.
That's cute. Oh, you're my new best friend.
Oh, Hannah's daughter's 31. I got told I'm still in my 20s and I have a 16-year-old, but I'm 36. Craig says I'm 35. No, you're not. You're more like 75. he would say the same about himself. I'm saying nothing, says Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I love that name. It just cracks me up. She's lying. She's 39, says Jaden. There's another one that don't look his age. He uses magic juice as well.
Jaden's got an absolute baby face.
He definitely uses Jay's magic juice, I think. After 40, no one cares, says Shane.
Jay's magic juice.
Craig, Mr. Zero, says Matt. Joe's 59. Jaden is 14. Right back that.
He could get away with it. To be fair, I do still get ID'd. Well, let's see.
That's everyone with a 1 million diamond play button. Oh, dude, I'll do that. I don't know, because everything would go. Could you imagine if you had 1 million subscribers and you thought, oh, yeah, I'll do a Tuesday live? how could you keep that as intimate as personal as what we do at that point? You wouldn't be able to follow the comments. It'd be worse than having Dave on.
Yeah.
Jeremy's 22. But Jeremy does look like, you know, a very young girl. Which was, Jeremy, backed up by a female girl cracking on to you at the gay club that night.
How is Jeremy only 22?
I know. Only the likes of Nessa and I remember Spangles. Spangles? Russ Holland, I'm 61, in a wheelchair and having more fun now than ever. Yes, Russ, go on.
Jeremy's like, young girl.
I know. I'm going to get the next show. Jeremy's going to come and give me an uppercut to my ankle or something, isn't he?
To your ankle. 22-year-old Jesbian.
Jay's just smashed it. Jesbian. Oh my God, that's Jez's new name.
I'm going to
Jesbian.
call him that next time I see him at the show.
Grindler said he's 28. I'm sure he just turned 30.
Who? Jaden?
Yeah,
No, Jaden's late 20s.
I know he looks young, but still.
He does.
Hashtag Jesbian, says Matt. I do like that.
Jesbian said, I hate you all.
Why is that not coming up on my end? When did he put that?
In the comments, it's just come out. You've got hashtag Jesbian, then your link, and then Jesbian said, I hate you all. Have you got it set to all comments?
I've got it on live chat. There's top chat, live chat, and fan funding. I'll put it on live chat.
Well, I had top chat. Hold on, let's.
I'll put it on live chat.
Yeah, it's still there for me.
I don't know. I've got from Jaden's 13, Matt saying, however, Jeremy does have the knowledge of a 100-year-old legend. He does, Matt. That is very, very true. Jaden's 29 in June. Jay says, sorry, Jezza, I'm just reading the comments down as they actually appear on my screen. Bastien, pan without pete. Craze, Critter World says, Matt, put that on the sticker.
Marley, no. Marley.
Jumping
no.
Spider family says it's on live. Tarantulia.
Tarantulia.
Leah, that is your name of your TikTok as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Tarantulia.
So if you are watching and if you've got TikTok, you want to see a fit bird play with spiders, go over to TikTok.
I haven't been putting my face on there yet. But I will
It's
be.
about time you did.
Well,
especially
it's one
on
of
your-
those things, like, a lot of people were like, oh, you're a female, so you're going to get further, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm not going to put myself in my videos and I'm going to prove it. And then as soon as I did put myself in my video, it blew up. And then it sort of made me feel like, okay, maybe they are right. So I just made a point of not putting myself in my videos so I could, I don't know, it's a thing for me.
What are you worrying about? What whoever said that said? It's your TikTok. You do what you
It
want.
was like I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it without putting my face on it, if that makes sense. I wanted to prove that it wasn't, I wasn't just getting somewhere because I'm a female. I wanted to do it without that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. Bastion says, respect the grind. Yes, Mum. She's looking too young and nice for that old age. Compliment, says Steve. Let's talk spiders, mate. What tarantula would you suggest in a minimal 17 to 18 under winter time as we have now in UK? Any spiders that you find in the garden. All mine are like, I think the lowest temperature I've got is 24. 22. And then I go all the way up to, I always say 28, but it's not. It's just under. It's 27. I've never put my face on my TikTok, and it's helped, says Matt. Yeah, but Matt's got like, I don't mean this nasty Matt, but it's that he's got a rugged, good looking face, isn't he?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? He obviously carries his age very, very well, and
Men do.
looks bloody awesome. I think Matt looks wicked.
Men really do. Like, men age like a fine wine and women age like cheese. No offense to any women in the comments, but it's true. It's the essence.
Babe, Leah says you're a fine cheese. No, she said you're a cheese. Scott, is that foreplay? Matt, you know it is. I have 42 subs, says Jumping Spider. I'm currently on 3 subs. Can somebody drop in Bournemouth Bugs link into the comments? Let's get Bournemouth Bugs up to at least 10 subscribers. It doesn't help that I leave my videos unlisted because they're trash. I bet they're not. I am really rubbish at keeping up with people's videos. I love it when people inbox me a link to their video and then I'll go watch it, because YouTube, for some reason, on my account shows me 0 notifications. Occasionally I'll get one for like Phil, or it's like once in a blue moon. I'm like, oh yeah.
I like it when they send it into the group chat, because I'm terrible at
It's
YouTube. I don't ever go on there.
I need to post videos in order to get subscribers, says Danielle. Thank you, Craig. Matt's put his link into the chat for TikTok. If you want to hit that up, give Matt a follow over there. Also, give Matt a follow on YouTube as well. He's such a lovely guy.
I think I've already got Matt on TikTok. I think I'm using my phone for this, so I can't even check. I'm pretty sure I do.
Don't sub. There's no visible videos. But if you get up to 10 subscribers, make some visible. If you want to look at real rubbish videos, dude, go right back to when I first started, because mine are shocking, absolutely shocking. But I'll leave them there because it's like part of the journey. Jeremy says, right, you lovely lot. I'm tired from work and moving inverts, so going to get an early night. What a cop out. Jesbion's off. What a cop out. Matt is a bit sarcastic, said Craig. Added Bournemouth Bug, says Helen. Steve, so you still haven't changed that squeaky? I can't. Sub number 10, says Shane. Thank you, guys. Really, really appreciate that. It's like, okay, so this chair was like 120 quid, and that's when I was earning like decent money doing hydraulics. So I don't know whether to save up and get another one or leave it, because then it gives you like something to take the mickey out of every time.
I think I've got the exact same chair as you. What chair have you got?
X-Rocker.
Oh no, I've got one similar. I don't have a white strip down the middle.
So it's like when I'm sitting here doing my voiceovers, I'm like, yeah, and then this bit, oh, he's good, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's doing, and
You do.
you kind of, you hear my voice, and it sounds like I'm doing something in the background. Oil it, Scott. Jay, I've done it. I've sprayed it with WD-40. That's it. I sprayed it with WD-40. It didn't work. I'm petrified of putting anything else on it because how close it is to the spiders. Hey, Moon, you okay? Moon has literally, I think, commented or been involved with every single live for 3 years, 4 years.
I've seen everyone that I've been in.
And he's commented on every single video for something like 3 or 4 years as well. That's some serious commitment.
Speaking of, you said
Hey, Mark.
about spraying something on your chair in the tarantula room. Like, I've got really bad with things like that now. Like, I won't even wear perfume around the tarantulas and stuff. And I put all my crickets into this big tub the other day because I was feeding them and it was easier to catch them out of the big tub. And I've got a little... I've got a little spray bottle. I use this for the jumpers, just to spray some water in the jumping spiders. And I went to spray some into the tub for the crickets, and I didn't realise I picked up my perfume and sprayed all the crickets in perfume. So they've all been segregated away from everything, and they're not getting fed to tarantulas anymore.
Mark Mingard says, loving your guys' content, by the way. We all really appreciate it, Mark, to be honest. All the content creators that you're referring to, all the likes that you drop and the comments, it certainly helps. I sprayed my original Dubia colony 4 years ago. I had a white bottle with a black lid for spraying water, but it turned out there wasn't one, there was 3 of those. So I just picked one up, sprayed the Dubias down, sprayed all the sides. Oh, wicked. And then I thought, oh, they smell really nice. Smell like coconut. Well, why do Dubias smell like coconut? Took the lid off, whiffed this water, and I was like, babe, I love you and everything, but what I still can't swear another 15 minutes. What is in this? And she was like, oh, that's water and hair conditioner. I was like, oh, no way. So I had to. I got all the Dubias out. There wasn't a large colony back then, so there's probably about 20, 30 adults, and probably about the same amount of juvies, no babies. And I had to run each one under the tap, clean out the whole entire enclosure in the bath, which went down like a lead balloon that night, and move them all back in again, and then left them for probably about 2 or 3 months before I used them.
Yeah. See, I'm not going to end up using that batch of crickets now. That's going to end up just sitting there.
What has Chris just said?
What's Chris said? I can't see.
Oh, Spider Shed. Thank you, Dean. Just jump straight into that to level 2 on the channel membership. New level of husbandry, Scott. Yeah, look, we all make these silly mistakes, but nobody talks about them. And what a lot of the Dave will tell you about his mistakes. So I'm not including him in this statement. But what a lot of the bigger YouTubers do will just say, "No, never done that. You know, I keep mine perfect." This, like, bollocks. You've made mistakes just like the rest of us.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. This hobby is just trial and error. So you're not going to learn unless you make those mistakes.
Steve says, by the way, Dubias are allowed to sleep in same room? Stupid question, I know, but answer appreciated. Do you mean, can you put a Dubia colony in your bedroom? The only thing with Dubias that I worry about, and hopefully with Chris having such large colonies, he's done a lot of research, he might be able to drop a comment into the chat as well, is when you go to clean them or do anything with them, they've always got that dust behind them. And I always think, if you inhale that dust, is there a potential risk to us by doing that, or is it just inert? Is it just going to go in and out, not a problem? And then obviously the frass as well, because the frass can sometimes be stirred up a little bit while we're cleaning Dubias out, and it's like, well, is the Dubia drop-ins going to be any harm to our lungs? I certainly haven't heard anything that it is or anything as yet. Dubias are quiet compared to black crickets. They escape and breed under your floorboard, says Bournemouth Bug. I've never had the field crickets, normally sold in pet shops as silent crickets. Yeah, we've had 1 or 2 of those fall out, and my God, yeah. Yeah, they haven't bred here, but you certainly hear them until they die, and then you have to try and find the body. If you don't find the body, you normally find like a couple of tiny little flies, and where the little flies are is normally where the dead body is. We had a massive mistake a couple of weeks ago. Someone sprayed deodorants in my flat, and it knocked out most of my scorpions and mantis. Wow. Matt says, Frash, you gradually become less resistant to it. You develop an allergy over time. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Going back to that deodorants, I mean, as a lot of you know, this is a kitchen where I keep all my spiders. It's a working kitchen, cook, We obviously clean up. We spray stuff on the sides. Obviously mop the floor with Dettol and that other stuff, that pumpkin spice flavoured stuff and that type of stuff. And I've only ever had the one spider which we documented with DKS in 5 years of being in this room.
See, I've always been really paranoid about that. Like, I keep mine in the living room, and I only use like soap and water when I'm cleaning in here because I'm really paranoid about losing one to DKS. I say to DKS, obviously DKS is just the symptoms.
Jumping Spider Family. I'm not the best YouTuber, and I don't. Yeah, I'm just Scott, dude. Everybody's as good as each other, in my opinion. But just that's it.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. Hey, Essa. My Scorpio Marius hasn't eaten in 2 months. Should have been worried. Not yet. Not yet. If it's still not eating in another month or two, then I would raise an eyebrow, that's for sure. I'm currently nursing a few spiders with issues. Nothing changed in here, but it can happen for seemingly no reason. That's it. You can get literally a spider from one supplier, a spider from another one, and a spider from another one, all exhibiting the characteristics where they need a little bit of support. But again, I mean, Matt will probably say the same as well. You don't know what's going on in a spider's body. You know, human bodies are well documented. We have doctors all over the place, and same thing with vets. You know, for vets as well, the vet's main animal that they see is going to be a dog or a cat. And again, that's where all the research goes into the more popular animals. When it comes to spiders, I think we've got one in the vet in the UK, Ben, and that's about it. So it's really difficult to kind of understand what's going on inside the spider. We can only kind of look on the outside and go, well, I'll try you with a bit more water, maybe increase your humidity, maybe decrease it, change your substrate sometimes works. But yeah. Matt is a two-legged wonder. I
think exotics vets, I think they have to train specifically for tarantulas, don't they?
There's one in Coventry, and if he's watching, I don't care because he's absolute rubbish. He's a normal vet. I took the Aki, and he was just guessing, and I paid. Yeah. I think it was close on to 200 quid with about 3 visits to him in the end, and I wouldn't go back. I think if I had the same situation again, if I could relive that, I think I would go straight over to that vet's over in Bristol and just sort it there, to be honest. It seems to be with the vets, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, that, like you're saying, they do train with the other animals, and when it comes to spiders and stuff, they are kind of apply the reptile mind to spiders, or you know, they're doing what we do, which is just Google and looking for an answer.
Yeah.
But then, you know, how much information is actually out there? I mean, if you went to a veterinary school and said, "What do you know about spiders?" Yeah. I wonder what they would come back at. I mean, in the chat we've got Connor, who's studying over in Wales, and he's doing an article, which is Matt's son, Tarantula Rookie's son. He's at university, and he's doing articles on things like tarantulas and stuff like that. But it's like, where's all the stuff on the diseases and stuff like that they can catch and pick up? When you go on Google, you know, it might show you the odd parasite or two, and then refer you straight back to DKS. And DKS just is not good enough for me.
There's whose stream was it? There's
Benjamin.
There's a thing I listened to.
Not a Spider Family. Sorry, now.
There's a I don't know what it's called on Spotify. I can't think who it is. Anyway, he's got an exotics vet that comes on and talks about like tarantula ailments and things like that, and even he was saying like there's just not enough research into tarantulas, and a lot of it is just trial and error. and a lot of people will take their tarantulas to a vet, but a lot of vets it's guessing work. They haven't dealt with tarantulas before. Invert vet.
I wonder with Ben, where he's obviously specialising in inverts. I wonder how much of his stuff is just applied science as opposed to knowledge.
Yeah.
The problem with inverts, birds and reptiles is they don't show signs of illness until it's too late, usually. Yeah, exactly. I don't watch him, Moon, to be honest. I don't know. Benjamin Kennedy, that's the one. 8-bedroom breeder. If you watch the entomological show video that I did, and you seen the guy jumping off in front of the camera and disappearing, that is the bedroom breeder.
I did see that. I did.
He's awesome, man.
I
Jay,
think
I
that
like
was,
with that. Tom Moran had him a few times. That's the thing with America being a lot bigger country. There's more money to throw around and a lot more people to kind of do different things. So they're going to have a lot more vets turn into tarantulas. It's in the UK. It just seems to be about the fluffies, and I would say more the lizards than even the snakes. Steve, a vet would milk us for money. Yeah, they do for cats, dogs. Don't mention spiders. Hey, Amy. Oh, mate, we've got a dog. As a lot of you know, mine passed away nearly a year ago now. And the wife kind of brought home this French bully, 5 years old, had several litters, passed from pillar to post, different homes, to the point where the microchip weren't even registered to anybody. So I looked at pet insurance. My God, yeah, that pet insurance is wow, expensive. I'm in the USA. You have to travel three days to get a vet.
Wow.
Says the Spider Shed. 3 days. Wow. Surely that's just. Is that just where you live though, or
That's
are they
not
really
he's
that?
in the USA. He's not in the USA. That's
No,
Dean.
in the USA. I thought it was Dean, and then I was thinking, hold on a minute, Dean's down by Jaden. What's going on here?
When did Dean move to the USA?
Look. It's been a long week, and it's only Tuesday. Could you imagine like something's going on with your dog or something? You go, yeah, we'll just pop to the vets 3 days. My dog insurance went up to £165 per month for my 8-year-old. So I can't afford that, to be honest. Yeah. I know, man. A simple visit, like minimal of £40. That's just to tell you what they think is wrong. Oh, mate, when we took the Aki, yeah, he just did to the Aki everything that. So with the Aki, the issues it had, I went to Terry, which is Leah's other half, Phil, and Terry just said, try this, this, and this, and I did that. Didn't work. Took it to the vets, and it's exactly what they did. So his happy penises were both of them were sticking out. Both of them looked swollen. Both of them had blood on the end. And he said, if it gets worse, he'll have to have an operation as it will kill him. It never got worse. I was cleaning out the substrate every day, so the top 3 inches would get removed and replaced, and the whole substrate would come out once a week. It cost me a fortune in substrate to keep it like a sterile environment. And the Aki ended up passing away anyway in the end. So that vet seriously got on my nerves, to say the least. If I'd have seen him the day the Aki had died, I think I'd be in prison right now. Amy says, I have a chest infection, so probably won't stay long. Oh, Amy. It is as bad as a plumber, says Moon.
Have you seen the video of my dog on TikTok, Scott?
Don't think I have.
So my dog he fell off a windowsill and he ended up paralysed head to toe, couldn't move. And I took him to the vets and basically was told that he needed a $4,000 surgery or he's going to die. But then they said he's probably too old for the surgery, so better off just putting him to sleep. So like I had the weekend with him fully expecting that he needed to be put to sleep on Monday, but I was like, I can't give up on him. Like, so I ended up literally, I slept next to his crate on the floor. Like I fed him from my hands. I did physio with him every 4 hours. I took him out on the grass so he could go away and things like that. And in the end, he ended up walking again. And if I'd listened to the vet, I would have got my, oh, it's 9 o'clock.
Scott, you're a fucking wanker. Fucking fake beard cunt.
Before you oh, he's gone again. He's gone again.
Shut the fuck up, you fake beard twat.
Love you, brother. Yeah, so Chris is in the background. His son is very ill at the moment, but he's probably not coming on because he looks like dog shit, as you can imagine. Either that or he's just a pain in the backside. One a pain in the backside, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah.
Cruel world, there's always
Don't
pain.
look dog shit, mate. You look dog shit.
My God, he loves you, Scott. Hey, John. I have got a lot of love for Chris. He's a pain in the backside half the time, but yeah.
Half the time? Only half?
Yeah, half the time. Half the time. Half the time. This cough of mine. That's the thing. I mean, Craig just put up, we all love Chris, and then retracted his message, but I'll read it anyway. That's the thing. With I mean, I don't know, subscribers, people in the hobby, you just become friends instantly, don't you, with everybody?
Yeah.
All because of spiders. And spiders get you in so much trouble. It's unreal. Sorry for reminding hard times, says Steve. My Bella, she was a Mastiff crossed with a red nose. The police looked at her and didn't say anything, thank God. But she was the softest dog I've ever known in my life. Helped me rattle off drugs and everything. And she literally ran the garden and collapsed, and that was it, gone.
Aww.
And I couldn't take her to the vets to have her cut open and all the rest of it, see what was going on. I buried her in the garden.
Yeah.
And that was that. And Layla kept saying, Tara, sorry. Night, Chris. He's just messaged me to say he's going.
No, Chris.
And Tara kept saying that she wanted a small dog, and I kept saying, "No, I'm not over Bella. I'm still not. I don't think I ever will be. That dog was my everything. Before I met Tara, a long time before that, I rattled off drugs over what course of 2 weeks in my flat, and she was there every day, every second, literally by the side of me. And the bad times, she'd come and literally hug me and everything. And I was like, I'm not ready for another dog. And then she'd come home with this thing, and that's it. I'm walking her like twice a day, cuddling her all the flipping time. I love her to bits.
It's a cute dog.
It's like Matt. I mean, he literally rescues dogs from the dog centre, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. But when I look back over the life, anytime there's ever been a dog around, I'm all over it. Whether it's at mate's house or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you go around a mate's house and they're going, "Oh yeah, Scott, this is my mum, this is my dad." I'm ignoring them because there's a dog and I'm playing with the dog instead. Joe says, "I got a 5-year-old Rottweiler." Nice. Have a fantastic day. I hope everybody else is doing well. Says Dad's little tarantulas. Hey, Dads. Tony Louise, dogs are the best. Apart from my dog, he's an arsehole. Tony, I've seen your TikToks. Every time. Were you with the dog? in the field, literally all the time. And then her
My dog's
Facebook's literally just like Tony and the dog. Steve feels better that way. I know. Hey, don't let me ruin this live with sad memories. Top it up with happy events ASAP.
Hey, dads. They still say it. Tarantula. Dads, you have my TikTok.
Tarantula.
I wouldn't mind, but he's on my TikTok. He knows how it's spelled.
Don't talk to me about Facebook. Oh, yeah. You soon sent the missus one, didn't you?
Wait, what?
You sent Tara a friend request. I don't get one.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. On what? Facebook?
Facebook.
I don't even use Facebook.
Is it? I'll have to
Are you
double
sure
check
it was
with him.
me?
Pretty sure. Unless it's a fake account. I'll check it out for her in a bit. Yeah, but this little French bully is like about this big. My God, when it goes for a shit, the shits are this big.
Twice the size of it.
I literally look at her and she looks at me so cute, it's unreal. And I'm looking down, I'm going, how is that? Just how have you just produced that? You know? I mean, the Mastiff didn't do it that much. There's been times where I've took her for a walk and it's like, oh yeah, you've gone toilet, wicked, job done. 2 minutes later, she's like crimping off another one. And I'm like, what? French bulldogs are mental. I've got one staying the weekend. They're cool. She's wicked.
Come say hello. Oh God, you're getting chunky. You say hello.
I know.
No.
I know I am. Hello. Matt says we've had.
Over here, look over here.
See, this is a side of Matt, right, that I absolutely fucking love. He said we've had epilepsy, pancreatitis, cancer, the lot, but we always give these dogs somewhere to live rather than stay in a shelter. So he knows those dogs aren't going to be with him very long.
Oh, I love that.
We are known as failed fosters. I started crying about that in a minute. I swear down. Mitch, just give you a shout out and a thank you. Scott said, Dean, hey, tell him I said thank you very much. Yeah, Mitch is doing raffles over at Unseen Universe. I mentioned it a few times tonight. So if you want to pop over to Unseen Universe, buy yourself a raffle ticket, you could win some absolutely epic prizes. Or if you want to run both the streams and watch them both or come between them too, they're absolutely free. But I would, don't think I would, think any less of you. I would rather you guys be over there because it raises awareness for autism and brings more money to MenCap.
My dog is genuinely watching you on the screen. Like his eyes are locked on you on my laptop.
It's the beard. What's the dog's name?
He's literally just staring like.
What's the dog's name?
Marley.
Marley. Aww.
He's literally just locked eyes with you.
Cheers, Mark. Appreciate that. AA's got both streams running in parallel. Thank you, dude. All my dogs are rescues. I've had 5 rescue. Oh my God, how do you pronounce that? Walmaraners. No, don't know. I had 5 rescue dogs. I think they're all the same because people can't cope with them once they become a teenager. But you're going to get a cat. No, I like cats ish, but cats and spiders, and I'd be paranoid every time the cat coming in it. I would be so paranoid that they knock something over or something like
that. I had a white cat. It's always been my dream to have a white cat, and I got one. And I had him for a good few years. And he used to sleep on my daughter's bed. And out of nowhere, one day, went in to wake my daughter up for school, and he was just passed away on the bed next to her, and that like really disturbed her. It messed her up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I haven't got a cat since. Like, I used to be really attached to that cat.
And now you just got this fatty.
Matt says it's pronounced Varmenia. Varmenia. I'm not actually like trying to be stupid. I pretty much am when it comes to the written word. I hope I got it closer. Tony said, my rescue dogs were my saviours. Miss my boys, Akita and Rottweiler. The best breeds, personally.
Akita's
That's
a
what I
very,
recently
like,
passed one was. Oh, yeah, the Akitas are gorgeous dogs.
Yeah,
And
but aren't they
Rottweilers
the ones-
are beautiful.
Aren't Akitas the ones that
Varmenia.
tend to attach to one owner?
Weimaraner. Is that it?
Varmerainer?
Uh-huh.
This is like tarantula names all over again.
We will get him there. Yeah, one day. Yeah. I'm not very good at pronouncing anything that's like out of the normal when it's
Yeah.
written down. So that's including all these spider names and what have you.
I'm really bad with spider names.
I get there because I've got friends that will send me a voicemail note and help me. So I know a couple of entomologists that will drop me a voice note. But sometimes one of their accents, I'm like, I'm not quite sure you pronounce it like that in English, but I'll try.
Even some of the ones, like, I think you pronounce it a certain way, and then I'll watch one of your videos and you pronounce it a completely different way, and I'm just like, I don't know how you say this.
What, Matt? You can pop on here, dude, and say that because I ain't got a clue. New Mon Ultram. Yeah, fuck that right off. Black lung disease, he says. Woman at the park called my dogs those marijuana dogs. Man, impressive. You can it without paste and copy. Oh my gosh.
My dog is absolutely besotted by you, Scott. He's literally just sat here staring at you.
Yeah. Marley.
Just watching you on the screen. Who is it? Like, you can't stand on the laptop. Just sit back. Sit back. Who is it? Oh, no terms.
Yeah. So that's where I get the pronunciations from. Or sometimes I'll send it to my mum, and she'll come back with me because she's pretty good at English. So yeah. And by talking to other people as well. So as soon as you go from like, if you make a decision like, right, that's it, no more common names, I'm going to go all professional and go Latin names, a lot of people start coming out the woodwork that can pronounce them perfectly. And like when they're talking about them, I go, just say that again. What is it? And I'm listening and I'm going, right. So it's a chromatopalma, not chromopalma. Right, got ya. You're talking about dogs. Distract me from my coursework. Going to go back to listening now and working now. Yes, Tony, get your coursework done. Naughty girl.
Totally.
Detention.
Just sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Yeah. I don't think dogs are much different from a lizard. Just heart.
I always put both names on my enclosures, said Craig. I've started doing that. So I've literally just relabeled all of my enclosures with the scientific name and the common name because I'm trying to learn the scientific names, but it doesn't help because I still can't pronounce half of them.
I have literally just got, yeah, they've all got the scientific names. If the ones that are labelled, the ones that aren't labelled, what Tara says. She says, "Oh, I got your label maker 2 years ago." She says you should label them all. I'm like, but I know what they all are.
Yeah.
But it's. I'm going to need to label them for the future. I've got future plans. So it just depends how stuff plays out.
I mainly use the labels for TikTok purposes. So, like, say I'm showing a tarantula and they're like, "Oh, what tarantula is that?" And I'm like, "I know I can't say that scientific name. I know what it is like to read it and to spell it, but I can't say it." So I'm like, if I just put the label up there, I can go, "That's what it is."
No.
Then I don't have to say it.
Spark says I'm addicted to any YouTube tarantula videos. That's where it all starts. Trust me. You watch one YouTube video on tarantulas, and then you're in a hole. And you're in that hole for like years and years and years. And then the next thing you know, you've got like hundreds of spiders and other inverts.
I'm not into the other inverts yet, but I will be soon.
What are you getting?
I think I want to just go for the giant millipede to start with.
There's one
This
called
is
an
cute.
ecrig. That will suit you down to the ground.
I did like that, the one that you got. Was it the last show that you got? Was it the one before?
The plated ones from Venomous Visions.
Yeah, they looked really cool. I showed my little girl it, and she was like, "Oh, can we get one of those?" And I was like, "Oh, we'll see."
Me too. That's how I ended up here. Spark. I've just started again. You end up with lots of spiders, tarantulas, and bugs. Joe Biden's looking for a Thailand black. Joe, are you in the UK?
I have a Thailand black. Hasn't that just had hasn't that just been reclassified or something? Because it was is it Syriopagopus? How do you pronounce it?
Chiropagapus or
Something like
Syriopagopus.
That's what I say.
It's
Yes.
Andrew Smith, well respected in the tarantula hobby by everybody, obviously, because he's absolutely amazing. He said scientific names / Latin names are pronounced however you pronounce them. So I take that, right, as if if you understand what spider I'm talking about, and I'm only talking to you, job done. Hey, Matt.
You all right? How you doing?
Good, yeah, good. See what I mean? Matt is rugged and sexy.
Yeah, he pulls it off. He's got the silver fox look going.
You know, right? That Matt's mature, and I mean that in a positive way, because so am I. But you know, if he was out to get you a box of chocolates, he could climb up the side of your house, hang there one arm like this, knock your bedroom window, and go, "Hey, babe."
I'll tell you what, that's actually a touchy subject at the moment, breaking into houses, because I had to flipping break into my house last week because someone decided to leave the key inside the door lock on the inside of the front door. So not happy.
It's both impressive and scary at the same time, Scott.
But what's that, Kathy?
Hmm?
I thought it would be, because I was thinking, I thought, can't be back yet.
No,
Are you coming back for Christmas?
Picking back up on Wednesday next week, mate.
This is a South Pole expedition, look, says Mark. Hey. I bet you can't wait to pick him up either, can you?
Well, it's going to be good, but it's an 11-hour round trip.
Yeah, but you're picking Connor up, so
It'll be good. It'll be good.
I think you got the relationship with Connor kind of every parent wants with their child.
Hope so.
Definitely. I look at you and Connor, and I often think, I wish me and my 22-year-old were like that.
Yeah, he's hard work at times, but he's got to be there for him, haven't you?
Of course, he's hard work. He's a mini you.
Oh yeah, that's the trouble. He is. Oh, that's why we have issues. That's why we have issues, because every time he does something, I'm like, I'll have a go at him about it, and then I'll sit there and think to myself, yeah, I'd have done that though.
That's Tarantula says, I'm not too sure it's got your new logo is something else. I was a bit amazed, Mr. Scott. What do you mean? Tarantula Rocky is looking more like Tarantula Rocky with the outfit. Yeah, well, as a lot of you know, he is a judo specialist, so he's he can tie you up and throw you over the mats pretty easy.
Well, slowly.
Slowly. What belt in judo are you, Matt?
Black belt, first dan, yeah. I just haven't bothered going and grading anymore. I just can't be. But like, I run the club for the kids, so it's like I go and grade and do more, but I can't. I don't do it for me. I'll do it for them. So.
Wow. So my older brother, how old is my older brother now? I'm 44. 40. He's my older stepbrother, so I think he's 48 or 49, and he is second dan in karate.
Yeah.
And he always says, if there's somebody under 35, sorry, with a second dan in karate, then they're lying to you.
Yeah. The trouble is, you get a lot of the clubs like pay to grade. You know, it's the trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
There was 1 year ago in Coventry, because I was like, oh, shall I go there? Then my friend kind of explained how it was, because that said white belt to black belt in 12 months.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine was like, Scott, you don't just get a black belt in 12 months. It's about discipline.
Yeah.
Hence, it takes you years and years.
The issue is a lot of clubs, they operate the fact that you go and pay for grading. And so once the club's taken the money, they tend to feel obligated to sort of do it because you've almost paid to do the grading. Whereas we don't do that. We tell the parents when they're going to, your kid's graded, then now you owe the money for the administration of it. I hate taking the money from them. It's ridiculous. I'd rather grade for free, but we can't because we have to pay for it.
Second dan in origami is here.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some people can go up pretty quick, but it can take 15, 20 years to go from white to black, and there's only 5 belts.
A good friend of mine did MMA in the cage for years, as well as K1, and he's purple in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And he says to me, it's going to be another 5 years before he's black.
Yeah.
As long as his body can be all right for it.
Yeah. The amount of time you have to spend on the match is ridiculous.
But when you watch him doing his stuff, it's like when I was doing mine, I look back at it now and think, oh my God, I was just playing. Literally just playing with it. I was training like 3 times a week. I was like, we weren't doing anything.
And the crazy thing is, you can have like a purple belt jiu-jitsu turn up at a judo club, and if they do groundwork, he'll tie black belts up left, right, and centre. It's crazy.
Watching grappling on Facebook today, I had literally no idea what was going on and what the ref kept saying. Grappling is very difficult to kind of keep an eye on what's going on. It's like years ago, everybody was doing karate and judo, or kickboxing and judo, and then Muay Thai come over, and it was just like, wow, this is kickboxing, but just simplified and 1,000 times more powerful.
The Ultimate Fighter changed a lot of things for a lot of people, like globally, really. When they did when Hoist Gracie turned up, and you had it was the old, almost like Kumite stuff, wasn't it? Turned up in a gi. Someone else is in boots and gloves.
He didn't even punch, did he? He just went straight in. Straight in, grappling, boom, time up with the jiu-jitsu, game over.
Yeah.
But
then you've got other people in there wearing wrestling gear, and then you've got other people in there with boxing gloves on. It was mental.
He went up against a massive sumo wrestler and won.
Yeah.
And the sumo wrestler was wearing sumo stuff, and Royce Gracie was there in his gi. But there's jiu-jitsu, and that splits into 2 again, doesn't it? Because you've got gi and no gi.
Yep.
And then you've got the Gracie Academy.
Yep. Yeah, there's so much variation. It's crazy.
You
have to watch a lot of the organisations to make sure things are done properly.
I did meet very briefly one of the Grace family members. I ain't got a clue who it was.
Yeah.
But that was at the Great Gracie Barra Gym over in Birmingham. We weren't even supposed to be there.
Hodger Gracie lives or trains in London. He runs an academy in London. Got a few friends that train under him and stuff like that. But people like what's his face, Guy Ritchie, who does all the films. He trains up there. Trains under all that. Like a load of people. When he did one of the films, he did the King Arthur thing, didn't he? And a load of the people from the Jiu-Jitsu academies and stuff were actually in the film as bit parts. It's quite funny.
Amy said, I was only a blue stripe in kickboxing. It took me 3 years to get there. Have you ever had to use the judo in self-defense, man?
A couple of times, yeah. Yeah, it works. I'm still here.
Hello.
I'm still here. It works.
Hey, Jada.
Yeah.
Hi.
You all right, Jane?
To be honest with you, Matt, I mean, you probably know a bit more of my life story than most, but most of the fights that we got into was literally just throwing fists blindly and hoping that they landed.
Yeah. Yeah. If you see people fighting and it lasts longer than 10 seconds, something's going wrong.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah.
That's a
Oi,
very,
oi, lean green
is everyone?
team machine. Is then
Oil, lean green tea machine. I don't like green tea. How is everyone anyway? You all good?
all good.
yeah,
mate.
good brother. You.
Yeah, I'm alright. Just got back from work.
What, this time of night?
Yeah.
What time's it open till?
8. And then I finish at 9.
Clean up in aisle 7.
Aisle 6.
Aisle 6. Guy I did embedded programming for 2 evenings a week, was a black belt karate teacher, would turn away people if we weren't just using it for defence. Yeah, there's a shopkeeper over the road from me, and he mentioned how his kid goes to the same school as Layla, actually, but he's been in a couple of fights and he's decked the guys and getting in a lot of trouble because he's going to a Muay Thai gym just up the road that's kind of teaching him to not only use it defensively, but if somebody has a go at you, bang, it's over. And it's like, yo, hold on a minute. You know, we were taught if somebody swings for you, you block it and counter. You don't attack. So I've suggested somebody else with a bit further that way, who's much better. Pindi, his name is. I think he's been the UK. I think he's Muay Thai champion a couple of times. But he ain't got a bad bone in his body. Jaden
Hannah
brings
just
the
says
fire,
brings the
says
fire.
Hannah.
Bring the fire.
Grinder.
You live?
Grinder brings the fire.
Grind alive.
Yeah, it's Grinder. She calls me Grinder. It's like music to my ears.
She's put
She called me Tara.
she put
Huh?
Jaden bring the fire on there. She called you on there.
She calls me Tara.
Tara.
Yeah. Because
How's
it's
that
tarantula, so she's just seen Tara, and she calls me Tara.
After the tarantula there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tara.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, I'm Scott's wife. Nice to meet you. My dog's whining at me now. He's literally sat there just whining at me.
Who's whining at you?
My
Um,
dog.
If
Your
you're the
dog.
wife, then we need to talk about this oral situation.
What situation?
Exactly, there isn't one. So I'll get you some videos. It's fine. I'll send you some of Grinder's links. What's new? What's new in the world of the Mr. Green, Jaden?
Not much, if I'm honest. You know what? I was actually thinking, because we're coming to the end of the year, and I always do like an end of year video, and I talk about how my year's gone and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I can't really think of much.
It's gone quick, is why. This year's gone
Yeah,
fast.
it's like I had so many plans for this year, and I feel like I haven't really achieved any of them. And like channel-wise, obviously, I still do a video every week, but I haven't done anything like outstanding, like something that I'm like really proud of, if that makes sense. Like I don't know.
Your own worst
So
critic,
yeah,
mate.
this year's been a bit. Yeah, it's been a write-off, I think, this year, but it's been a good year.
Oh,
think the
I
thing
agree
is-
with
It
that.
has been good.
I think the thing is though, everyone who does something and actually wants to do good things sort of is always the most critical of themselves. And I think when you're really critical of things, it's hard to see the positive of what you have done sometimes.
Oh man, I'm so like I criticize myself so much with videos. Like when I watch them back, I'm just like, nah, that's shit. That's shit. Made an error there. That's crap.
That's why Luke takes about 57 billion photos before he puts one on his website.
Dude,
It's,
honestly,
it's, why-
like,
it's,
when
it's
I
not
do,
just
like,
Luke, though, is it? It's everybody does it.
Yeah.
yeah,
How's your
like when I
Kelsey
take
Arton doing?
photos, I take loads. The Kelsey Artons, I checked on it this morning actually. It's all right. It's fed,
Good.
so it hasn't got out yet.
But
Yeah.
I mean, a massive positive. I mean, I feel it for sure is that you're a lot more active socially
Yeah, I'll give
on
you
the
that, yeah.
streams, in chat, and I think we all appreciate that because we all love a bit of Jaden. You know,
I've been an
In a-
ignorant fucker for years. No, I must admit, it has been nice, obviously, coming back on lives and talking to a bunch of you lot, a lot more. Still not there 100%, but I'll get there.
Progress
There's
is
a lot-
progress, mate.
there was a lot of positive comments about your knowledge in the spider world earlier, and I'd like to agree with all that, 100%.
That's nice.
I mean, I was struggling with my videos, and Jaden literally walked me through KineMaster. And 4 or 5 years later, I'm still using KineMaster. Otherwise, I would never have bothered. And I think the channel would have ended a long time ago if it weren't for that. And even after
remember that,
he showed me
years
everything, I was like, Jaden, can you do this green screen stuff? And Jaden walked me through exactly how I did it, and that then got me going on YouTube, because I was like, so I can stand in front of the video and talk about what's going on behind me. And he's like,
So-
yeah, of course you can, you dickhead. You do this,
Oh.
this, and this. Well, he didn't say dickhead, but he was probably thinking it at the time.
I've got a question about that actually. If you do green screen, Jaden, do you actually look bald on the video?
Can't do green screen anymore. So ever since I used to do green screen a lot, I used to have a green screen and that. Ever since I dyed my hair, I can't because it looks like I've
Yeah,
got no
exactly.
hair.
You look like you've got nothing.
Yeah, it's like my brain's been taken out of my head.
Spark says, love watching Grinler's vids too, especially the Lividus one. But KineMaster has got what's it called now? It's like magic remover tool or something. You don't even need the green screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
You
going
just
on.
click,
Oh, that's
hey
cool.
Anton, you just
The
click the
latest-
button and it's done.
Hey Anton.
It's just like,
The
What?
latest version of Power Director has like an AI thing in it where you can like just do loads of random stuff. You can insert people into the videos and all sorts. It's crazy.
Matt, just say insert again.
Insert.
Yeah, that did it for Leah. I could see.
Do you want the other word? Do you want the other word I put in earlier? You said I needed to come on and pronounce that word.
Yes.
Numen ultra microscopic volcanicanosis.
Just the fucking Numa what? Numa?
Numen ultra microscopic volcanicanosis. Black lung disease.
Yeah, I think we'll stick to the common name on that one. do you keep that moist or certain temperature or
You can keep it how you want.
what causes it?
Mining. I think it's the silicon like mines and stuff like that. It's something they used to get years ago. I don't think it's so prevalent nowadays.
And-
You get the stuff on the sediments on your lungs, and it causes you to not be able to breathe properly and die.
Bastion says that was impressive.
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
How did you come across black lung disease?
No, I was actually doing something because we were trying to do.
Night,
like,
Craig.
you know, it was like in the days of when people were looking at like long words like Oh, what's the thing in Mary Poppins, the old supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or whatever? And it's like we've got to find
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
Yeah,
even
we've
though
got-
the sound
we've
of
got
it
to
is
find
quite
the longest word, and that's actually the longest word in the
Showing off
dictionary.
because
I
you
think
can say
it's 42 letters. It's the longest word in the
I
dictionary.
thought it was, bear with me, right, and I apologise now, but anti-disestablishmentarianism,
Yeah, no, this is word longer. It's 42 letters.
I can't say that one.
which, in brief, it's like working for Labour and voting Tory.
Yeah.
If I remember right. It's been a
Something
while.
like that, yeah.
It's been it's been a while.
But no, yeah. 42 letters of I used to be able to spell it, but I can't now. But that was when I was at school being a weirdo.
No, that was when you were creating Matt the Geek that we all love.
Is that the
Oh yeah, forget it.
is that the Welsh train station or town or something?
That's Clan. It starts with Clan because it's 2 hours.
right.
The rest I ain't got a clue. Yeah, being told it, yeah, and we were all wrong. Matt went and looked at it and actually found the right one.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier you went on screen and we were chatting about Connor and what Connor was studying when it comes to spiders. Can you just go over that for me? Because obviously you're going to know the point.
At the moment, he's just done a presentation that he's had to submit for Christmas on tarantula morphology, and it was basically a PowerPoint presentation which he narrates over the top, talking about the difference in setae between new and old world tarantulas, the hormones that get released from their feet, which aid their hair to stick to different types of surfaces and stuff like that, and talking about the theories behind why some spiders have urticating hairs and some don't, and the different evolution of the things like this. And it was just like, it was a 5-minute presentation. I was just like, where did that come from? But he's got a project he's meant to be doing, which is, it's not geckos, it's the impact of urbanization on aquatic life in Kuala Lumpur. It's like, what the fuck is that all about? It seems a bit specific, but yeah, that's the sort of stuff he's doing at the moment. Yes.
Did they try and get them to demonstrate like their research knowledge or something?
Yeah, they've got to go off and do digging around and do like grab papers and sort of make correlations between different papers and put things together and find evidence and stuff like that at the moment. But they'll start delving into their stuff next year. But yeah, the one on the hairs and the hormonal secretion and stuff like that for tarantulas and stuff, and the way that sometimes, like the Natanicharum, the electric blue.
Yeah,
like, that blue doesn't come from the coloration of the hairs; it comes from the way the light is trapped on the hair. And he was doing all that sort of stuff. It's crazy.
and I mean, colours is our own mind's perception anyway. So
Yeah.
God knows how a tarantula sees that blue.
Yeah, it's quite good though. I mean, he's really funny because he didn't want to fall into the niche of doing be the spider guy at uni. But the thing is, he says I find it easier to do that. Yeah, he says I find it easier to do that because I'm the only one who seems to know anything about it, and no one else is doing it. So it's like he might as well do it because he can get funding and he can go and do things he wants to go and do. Good
That
for him.
presentation, do you reckon he'd do the voiceover and let you put it on your channel? Because I would be so interested in watching that.
He's got to get it marked first, but there's an MP4 out there that I've got at the moment, but he'll do it. He stutters a little bit on it. He's a bit nervous. He hates doing talking on stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like your first YouTube video. Do you know what I mean? He's got that on there. But the actual content is really interesting. It's just a shame it's only 5 minutes because it doesn't really go into the depth. You start to get into it and then you want more depth and then it stops and you're like, I want to know more.
Maybe he could do a part 2 for YouTube.
Yeah, maybe. The actual paper he did there was a paper I've got. I think I don't know if he shared it into the group. But there's a paper he did on the hair secretion stuff. I'll see if he didn't put it in there. I'll get him to put it in there because that one's a really good read.
Oh yeah, I'd want that one.
Yeah, it's cool. But he's stressing out because he needs to find a house for next year. But they shouldn't be worrying about that sort of stuff. They should be just worrying about their studies. You know what I mean? It's rubbish. They have to stress out about everything else.
Didn't it years ago just be provided, wasn't it? It was just there.
Yeah. They have to. I mean, the trouble is where he is, North Wales. There's not too many rental properties. It's quite a small town, so
How
He's
about a
trying to.
caravan?
He could, I'll tell you, there was a guy who had a tent at one of the campsites, and he was just living in a tent. But he'll find somewhere. He'll fall on his feet. He always does. He'll make friends and find some house.
Well, were you behind him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll get there. He'll get there, mate. Even if we had to sell this place, move over there and buy a house, we'd figure it out. Then I'd live on the streets.
In the 1980s, in a joking attempt to attract tourists, a tailor added the rest of the syllables, bringing the total length to 58 letters. Oh, that's the
right.
the Welsh.
Okay, the village. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Leah.
Oh,
Yeah, if anybody can pronounce it, it should be Leah. She lives there.
This is going to be weird. Hi, Leo.
Let's give Connor a message, see if he's about.
What's been going on in Jaden world then, Jaden?
Sorry?
What's been going on in your world recently?
Well, I was really ill last week. Like
On your week off?
massively ill. Yeah, literally, I came back from Newcastle and I was just dying. So that was a bit crap, I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, not much. Just it was a shit week off. Just I ain't really done much, if I'm honest.
Are you still going
Had
to
my
do the
daughter's
end of
play
year?
this morning at school.
Your daughter's
That's
what,
good.
sorry?
Daughter's school play at school. That was good.
Little Christmas theme,
As
is it?
for
or-
like tarantulas, I haven't really got any new tarantulas. Obviously, Ad sent over that mature male Taximus bambus, which I'm excited for. I was meant to pair that yesterday, but I'm now actually I'm off Thursday and Friday, so I'll probably do it tomorrow. So that will be interesting. I really hope it goes well.
Are you going to do
Ad said he's
video
all
on the
locked and
pairing?
loaded, so yeah, 100%. I'll record it, 100%. But yeah,
That sounds like an
I'm
interesting
excited
one.
for that, if I'm honest. Yeah, well, I never actually paired it, did I? So I only bought her as a paired female, and then she obviously dropped the sack. So it'd be quite interesting to actually pair it, myself this time. And hopefully I can achieve an egg sack, and fingers crossed it will go well this time, because that was absolutely gutting with the last one.
I always think like if you pair your spiders and the male walks away, then that's a success. And then if you get
Oh, yeah.
an egg
That
sac,
really had me anxious.
if you get an egg sac, that's like success number 2. If she doesn't eat it or destroy it, success number 3. And if you end up with slings, and the slings are just a bonus. I mean, I think it was Luke that got me into pairing like this year, because he said to me, he said, "Why don't you pair so much? Pair at all?" And I said, "Mate, I've done a couple over the years." And said, "But not many." And I went, "Because I don't want to get an egg sac and then the spider eat the egg sac because this is a kitchen." And he went, "That's all part and parcel of it." He says, "It's successful if you get an egg sac." He went, "If you get the slings, it's a bonus." And that's how
Yeah.
I've kind of looked on it now and gone, "Do you know what? You're right. What am I messing about at? How can I say I love watching their characteristics and everything if I'm not actually pairing to see them?"
Yeah. Well, I might be pairing a couple of things tomorrow.
I do enjoy doing pairs. Obviously, my favourite is obviously Balfouries to pair. I've never had a male, obviously, pass from that yet. But obviously, I've paired a couple of other species and had a few egg sacs from them. I've managed to buy wild cool tarantulas that have dropped an egg sac as well. It is hard though. It's like trial and error, isn't it? It's just one species that annoys me is the Hamori. Like I've tried to pair my female, 3 times now, and no. Yeah, I've paired them. Well, I've paired them technically 4 times, but obviously that Hamori that I got, it was already gravid, and it dropped an egg sac that went wrong, and then I ended up getting, I think it was Amy's male, ended up pairing that twice, and then she ended up molting out in the end, even though she molted not too far from when we paired it. And then she molted out again, and I managed to get another mature male, and she laid the sack wrong again,
Ouch.
which was absolutely devastating. And then, yeah, she's molted out again.
John, round the corner. You can give him any male and female. He'll get them to pair. I don't know what he does. He doesn't even have to condition the female. I don't know how he does it. It's flipping. I don't know. It's annoying, but it's amazing to watch.
I haven't tried pairing yet, but I do want to. I want to do my own Balfour communal.
Oh yeah.
So
Balfouries,
From-
100%. They're probably the most easiest species to pair.
you heard the word
Like, for a
Balfour.
relaxed pairing.
So Dean in chat has just put, guys, is there a Google document with the spider species and their requirements all in the same place? If not, thinking about making one we can all put together, plug into. Well, you got Danny's keeper cards. You've got Tom Moran's website, Trencher Collectives one. You've got Mike's. Is it Mike? It's not Mike's Monsters
Mike's Big
or
Spider.
Mike's Big Spiders. That's it. And then you've got My Monsters as well. They are brilliant. The Trencher Collectives one is pretty cool. Tom Moran's is just off the scales amazing. And the other two, they haven't got the new species because I don't think Mike carried on updating his website. But we haven't got much in the UK. But just imagine, Dean getting together with a load of others and each person looking at a genus and coming back to him.
Where the fuck has that gone?
Plus,
Yeah.
Dean's in a privileged position because he could literally go around all the channels and go, well, Jaden's knowledge on Balfouris is amazing. He's doing Balfouris. You know what I mean?
No, Amy.
No,
I need to up my game on Balfs again, man. I've like when I say I've slacked this year, like I've barely done any Balfouri pairings or anything. Like I've got loads of adult females all in their breeding tubs, but I just literally haven't done the pairs. And I've got the males, so I don't understand it.
The last time I asked you this
like
question,
next year.
Jaden, I said to you, how many Balfouris have you got? And you went, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that is
What?
incredible.
Yeah, but you're never gonna know in theory because
I know.
your communals and that you never truly know how many's inside.
What would
That's
you
true.
say? What would you say your biggest communal size roughly is?
That I don't know. Because
Ballpark.
It's-
If you had to sort of give a range between, like, I don't know, 15 spiders either way, would you say it's like 50,
don't-
60, 70, 80?
And for fuck's sake, don't say it's coming out in a video.
no,
All right, here's an easier question for you, Jaden. What's
I'm
the
trying
tank?
to think.
What's the tank size the
I'm
biggest
trying
communal's
to
in?
hang on. Well, I don't even know the tank size. To be fair, hang on. Let me try and process this in my brain quick.
It would be good to see the biggest communal in the UK. Again.
I'm going to say 660.
In one communal. How many communals have you got, Jaden?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah. A few.
So see, I've always had this dream, yeah, and like my dream sort of tank would be like some centerpiece table, but I wouldn't really use it as a table, but some big old motherfucking tank, like as a centerpiece tank in like a middle of a room, and I would love hundreds and hundreds in there.
Did you ever
And
see? There was a guy who's got a coffee table with a Sturmey in it. Did you ever see that guy build that tank with the
I've
Sturmey
seen
inside
that.
their coffee
no,
table?
but I've seen a couple table tanks, and I just think you could fit hundreds of Balfouries in that. But like, you know, I've always had this dream where you know I've got all these females and stuff like that, and I could try and just do a mass pairing for years and years, and I'd achieve it 100%. But then I also you know, like having a big communal is all well and good, but I think you sort of get to a number and it's probably like too many.
Yeah,
But
it
like,
becomes unmanageable.
yeah, I would say the max size that I would probably enjoy at the minute is 100. But that's
Yeah.
still pretty big. I think 50 is a good number to actually see a lot of, you know, Balfouries out at once. Like when people get like 2, 5, 10, I feel like, you know, it's a good amount of tarantulas, but you don't really see them all at the same time. You know, like with bigger communals, you got Balfouries that are molting like in their burrows. You got Balfouries that are in the burrows, and you got some that are out. But one communal that really interested me was one that I actually posted a video of recently with all the little branches and that, which I don't actually have anymore because I dismantled it, but it will be coming back. Don't worry, the tank's getting fixed. But anyway, with that communal in particular, like throughout the day, you used to see them like all come out, but they'd like this enclosure had quite a lot of space from their main burrow, like literally like a couple foot, and they all used to come out, and they like I used to call it like the open field area, but they'd all come out and roam it together, like they'd do laps. And it
That's
was
crazy.
it was really like really weird, like the fact that like you didn't even have to spray any water or
Hey,
anything.
JJ.
They'd all come out and they just like roam around the tank. It's
I suppose
weird behaviour.
The thing is with the colonies, though, when they get too large, it's like with any colony. If you get a colony too large, not only does it become unmanageable, but you also run a huge risk that if you get any sort of parasite in there or anything, any issue, disease and stuff, it's going to be more prevalent. The bigger the colony, the more chance of it crashing at some point. So you do run that risk, I suppose. And also, like with tank size, I suppose you've got to keep it big enough to house them all, but small enough to keep them so they don't become territorial. It's quite a lot of thought has to go into it, really, doesn't it?
Well,
Yes, Mr. G.
yeah, I've done small ones, I've done big ones, ones that have allowed like a lot of open space, and yeah, to be fair, I think they do pretty good in all of them.
Oh, fair enough.
Like my one that I post videos on now, I would say that's pretty small for how many's in there, but again, you never really see many of them because they're down the burrows and that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I've got
some good ideas for some tanks in the future. I've got a few more ideas that I want to try out, but
Jaden, you need to sort
I
out
don't
some
think I'd have a
Balfouries.
proper communal with hundreds for a while. Sorry?
You need to sort me out some Balfouries
I will,
so I can breed them and make a
for
communal.
sure.
I have some females
Be
available.
£1 million. Sure, inbred communal is good
Adult
if you
females,
breed.
Charlie.
Like juvie subadults.
How much?
What's up? A Coventry. I'll speak to you after, Scott, if that's cool. I need to look through anyway. I've got loads.
I was just going to give you a shout out to see if anybody else.
Yeah. I'm not in a rush to sell them, but if someone wanted them, I would. One of the boys or the girls, one of them could sell.
Sorry,
How are you
BH
doing
in the
anyway?
chat. BH in the chat said about inbreed and stuff like that. So are you on about like them pairing in the actual communals and laying a sack and that? Because even though they do pair, I've seen it in my own communals. I've seen males pair with females. When it comes to actual egg sacs, yeah, granted they do lay them from time to time, but there's not really been much success. There has been people that have had slings within a communal, but I don't think it happens regular, if that makes sense. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people try it and they don't succeed.
happened with Ian, didn't it? Ian Tarantula once,
Yeah.
and that's
So-
the only one I've heard.
On that
A lot
note,
of
I think, oh, communal tarantulas, like you're gonna have hundreds and hundreds, and it's like, no, you're not. The thing is, the males always mature before the females. Before the females even get to a decent size, that male's gonna mature out. Like the males mature out so quick, it's unreal. But like then you know you take them males out, so then the communal's depleting. You know the numbers are going down. So when you put like 100 slings in one tub, and someone goes, that tub's not big enough or something, or 100 juvies. The reality is that when they get to adult size, it's going to be less than half in there.
also,
'Cause the majority of them are males.
Hey, John.
on that note of you saying how sacks don't really come to fruition in communals, wouldn't that lead you to believe that communals are not really a thing in the wild with Balfours?
I was going to.
Thing is it space? Is
Tarantula
that
room, yeah.
what that doesn't make it happen? If you have a big enough communal and a female gets gravid, she might wander off to
Yeah,
one
I was
side
going
of
to
the
say that. I wonder
enclosure
whether
and lay
they
her
wander
sack.
off. Yeah, I wonder if they
Yeah.
wander off, find seclusion, and build their burrow for the sack to babies, so that she looks after them instead. Because they're quite maternal, aren't they? The Balfours with their babies and stuff, aren't they? You can see the mother. There's been, I can't remember who did it. Who did the video on them where they had the picture, like the mother had the prey and the babies were all feeding off it at the same time. Can't think who did the video of that. There was some footage on there somewhere. I can't think who did it.
There is quite a few videos of that around. Like I've got a video myself of like inside a burrow, but yeah, I do want to try that one day. Like a big enclosure where they can spread across.
My dog Cathelius Dalmatiensis, I left the babies in there for a while, and I fed her about, I think, 3 small mealworms, and she picked up 2 of them and held them, and then dropped them inside where all the babies were.
That's crazy.
And then walked out and grabbed another one, which is pretty cool. Whether that's, I don't know how maternal you want to say that is. In regard to the moving off and dropping the egg sac, I would wonder how much, because for spiders like Chilobrachus or Balfouri or any baboons, you would have thought that the massive benefit to having such a intricate web structure would be that laying an egg sac deep down inside that, it would be very good defense and like a strong chance of the slings living. But you would think if a Balfouri female became gravid and left a communal to go build more web, you would have thought that would really decrease the chances of, or increase the chances of her being predated, and then also having to do all that work to create a burrow and potentially put all the web back up would really sort of negate the fact, or negate any benefit that she would have had living in a communal in the first place.
Is a
But
lot of
I don't know.
Is a lot of the sort of like thoughts though behind it actually when you go out and look at Socotra is like the fact that they're more tolerant. They're like the most tolerant spider as opposed to being, they like being in a gang almost. Like they're tolerant of each other. They cope with spiders walking all over each other and this and the other, basically because of the way their environment is, as opposed to the fact that it's not like communal in the true sense of communal. It's more like they have a huge tolerance level for each other.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if there's, sorry Scott, I don't know if there is any literature available that I've seen of them actually living in communals in the wild.
Yeah,
I think if they were a true communal, I think we're all in agreement on planet at the moment that they do actually tolerate each other as opposed to be a true communal. But if they were a true communal, you would expect to see egg sacs being laid in a communal, and you'd expect to see those slings not only being fed by the mom, but potentially being fed by other spiders as well. Now,
I think
my idea to why they don't do it so much in a communal is if you disturb a spider when they've got an egg sac, that they tend to eat it. So if you knock the container or if you mess around with it, that they eat the egg sac. Yeah. What we're looking at with a Balfour, and again, I want your thoughts at the end of it as well. But when you look at a Balfouri communal, the web is absolutely all over the place. It covers the whole enclosure. So effectively, they're almost sitting on. The only way you can compare it is to be like 10 of us sitting on a trampoline. One moves, you feel it. Somebody else moves, you know they're moving. So maybe with the females, when they drop a sack in a communal, they can feel the other spiders. So they think they feel threatened already, potentially, and they're already considering the fact that when these slings are born, they're going to get munched by the bigger spiders.
Yeah,
I mean,
possibly.
again, that's me putting a lot of a human emotion onto a spider, but it's the only way I can kind of comprehend it.
The thing is, when you look at a spider on a web, the way they react to feeding response, any sort of touching a web with a bit of grass or anything like that, the way that tarantulas tend to react to that, that would make sense anyway, just from a more like instinctual point of view, like not even just putting any emotion on it. It's like the fact that anything moves, they move, don't they? They don't tend to just sit there unless they're super heavy premolt or a brachypelma, which you could just flick on the arse and it wouldn't budge and bat an eyelid. Yeah.
I think I've read. I swear I read it myself, and I know there is something about. You was talking about like communals and like in the wild, like they're not really seen communally. I swear I read something along the lines of their like burrows are so in depth, but there's also other. There's like burrows that lead to other burrows or something.
Well, so they've got like a communal living area as well as having their own bedrooms.
I need to try and find it. I'm pretty sure I got it saved on my old laptop. There's a whole thing, like a whole document. It got sent to me. I'll get back to you on that though.
Yeah, do please.
I'll send it.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting read.
I'm pretty sure because I can't remember who sent it across.
Bastian Regalis aren't communal.
Let's have a look.
I think the big thing with Regalis and Policiaria, I think because they were seen on the same tree, people automatically assumed that they were communal. So when it floods, they all come out of the burrows and hang on the same branch type of thing. But do they?
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Is that where it came from? Or did Policiaria communals come from the fact that they're absolutely gorgeous and somebody very greedily went, I want to put a load of these together?
Spot on, Scott. I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's similar to the Incies as well. Like the Incies, they sort of tolerate each other whilst up to sort of like small juvenile. But if they're left together any longer than that, it's like a death trap, isn't it?
Yeah, spot on. I think for me, like, I say to everyone, I spoke to someone about it the other day. I can't remember. Oh, I spoke to my friend Graham about it the other day, and we were talking about communals and stuff like that. No, I don't really know him. Graham Potter. We were talking about communals and stuff. And I was saying, for me personally, like, I totally understand communals. Like, for me personally, I don't see any benefit to it in captivity. And as someone who's I don't have space for a massive communal. So for me personally, I'd rather see the welfare of every individual and be able to sex the molts. And like I said, in the wild, if it was a thing, then it would be for like web spinning, less energy spinning web and stuff like that. And possibly like big schools of fish. If one gets picked off, there's less chance the others are going to get picked off or whatever. But for in captivity, I don't really see any benefit to it. So I personally don't keep my own communal. But could be wrong.
That's the thing, though. I mean, we're all learning.
I definitely don't think it's wrong.
We could be making huge mistakes by keeping them communally. We could also be making huge mistakes by keeping them separately. We're only going to find out 100%, over the course of another 20 years. Shout out Graham. Had a package arrive from him today, says John. I've seen Graham active all over the place. I've never really spoke to him.
Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Talking about John?
Yeah. I think so. I think that's because he's been in the Facebook chat since it started as Graham.
Yeah,
and
he's very good.
I've noticed, like, somebody's asked a question and I've gone to answer it. He's answered it absolutely perfectly, and then carried on with a conversation like really, really well. And I've gone, wow, this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
No, I will up my Bath game next year. I promise. The end of next year, we'll have this chat again.
This time next year.
Yeah. Thing is, I don't want to put all my Balfouries together. Like, I think it would be a massive shame. I'd much prefer having, like a decent amount of communals on the go at once. Because the thing is, I like having them all set up differently as well.
Yeah.
Like, sort
Yeah,
of
I
get
different. I don't know. I feel like if I had them all in one, it would be a massive shame because I'd be missing out on a bunch.
The thing is, I agree with that. It's like I've got, I don't know, I think seven OBTs,
Oh, yeah, you need to.
and I've got every single one of them set up completely different. And the reason I've got them set up different is because I wanted to see how they decided to build their web structures and things like that. And every single one of them hasn't disappointed. The enclosures all look different, but all the spiders like are doing their thing. Like,
If you talk to people like that have spent a long time in Africa, they will tell you though, OBTs, they will live in a burrow, they will live at the base of a bush, they'll climb up a tree and find a hollow and go in there and web it up. The OBT basically just needs a space.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they cope with the different environmental like pressures they've got. That's basically what I've done with them.
They would go anywhere, spider, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to head off now anyway because I'm on an early tomorrow.
Later, dude.
No worries, Jaden.
No, I appreciate your time, then, Jay. a lot.
No, that's all right. I like to jump on sometimes when I get back from work.
Remember the top secret project?
Yes. Oh, I need to get back to you on that actually because I've done a bit of research on that.
Is good or bad?
So, no, good.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
good. Yeah, I got some of the answers. There you go. That's something for 2024.
That's going to be epic.
Yeah. All right. I'll catch you later.
All right,
Later,
see you in a bit.
Adios, people. Thank you.
See you later, Jaden. Thank you again, dude.
And then there was 4.
Yeah.
There was. Hello.
Tomorrow, dude,
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
I've got. Where is it? The spider from. Where did I get this? Where did I get this from? I can't think. This is the one I got from you guys when you was working with Clayton and Paul.
Yes, that was. Oh my god. That Bristol.
No, it was after that, wasn't it? It's got to be after Bristol. Yeah, it wasn't Bristol. It was. Was it Bedford?
No, just Exotic Pet says, sorry, Scott was in Mitch's live. No, I'd rather you be over on Mitch's live making money for Mencap.
Yeah, Bedford, I think.
Bedford.
Yeah, I think it was Bedford.
I haven't spoken to Paul since probably about 2 weeks after the whole nematode
No,
outbreak.
and this was the one I got from you. The
And-
show just before that kicked off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd need to drop him a message just to see how he is and how things are going. And
But she's got a male. She's got a male underneath her at the moment. They're going together tomorrow.
ooh, fingers crossed.
Yeah, he's a big male, but I'm just hoping he doesn't. She needs to be fed. She needs to be fed. I'm hoping to distract her with lavish food.
Well, you
Is
sound
she-
like some vendor.
Is she big enough to have a dubia in her mouth and lift up so he can reach round and do his thing?
I think so. Yeah, I mean she's a good size. He's about similar size DLS, but his abdomen and carapace is like he is all legs.
The only time I tried that, she ate the male anyway while eating the
Yeah.
roach.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They've got a strong feeding response. They've got the Purians have got such a strong feeding response that it's going
I tell
to
you
be.
what. The
So-
female of the species, no matter what it is always hard as fuck.
Yeah, she's
really
just
pissed off.
she's so feisty. But to be honest, he's like like mature males, like most of them. You chuck food in there, not bothered. They can be all calm. He's a nut job. So I'm hoping he goes in there and gives a good fight. Do you know what I mean?
I've got Luke's Darlingi. Cook food in for that. pumped. Smashing. I think you had that Darlingy, didn't you?
It is my Darlingy.
Is it your Darlingy? I thought it was Luke's.
No, it's my Darlingy, mate. That's my. So I
It
don't
went-
know
it
how
went
the
to Steve.
wires. I don't know how the wires have got crossed here.
Mine,
It went.
well,
It went to.
I went to see Steve W. It's on Facebook now, so I can obviously talk about it. He was at Katie's, so I went to see Katie at the same time, and he said to me, he says, "Oh, I've got Luke's mature male Darlingy." He said, "If I give it you, can you hand it to him?" I says, "Yeah, no worries." I said, "It might be like next week or the week after, though."
So weird how this has got. So I gave it to you on loan. No, remember? There we go. That's my label on it. Fucking hell. Yeah. So I gave it to you on loan.
Yeah, my female passed away.
And you said your female died. So then me and Steve sorted a loan. Yeah. And then so now it's going to Luke on loan.
No, Luke don't. I don't think Luke actually wants it. He just went, "What?"
He
Hey?
does. No,
Oh,
he
okay.
does. I spoke to him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Message to say when he wants it, because
He said
like
he's got 2 females. Yeah.
he don't live too far away at all.
Yeah, no. He said he hasn't.
And
Yeah.
and what's the time window on a Darlingy? Is that 3 months and then starts going a bit?
Oh, I don't
Bit
know
of
about
timing.
that. No, I don't know about that. Well,
No,
I've
Ian.
had a good night, Ian. I've had a
Night,
mix
mate.
of different time periods on baboons. I've got a Harpactirian amroquensis mature male that's with Kelly from Just Tarantulas now, and that must be going on nearly a year old. I mean, he's not great, but he's still fucking old. But yeah, I
I've
don't
got-
know.
Euthalius species green femur will be a year mature male BTS, and he's still chucking out sperm webs.
I've got two. Well,
She molted 4 weeks ago, so I'm thinking, fuck it. I'm gonna pair her Christmas Day, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit there and go, look, Jesus, I'm doing my thing today. It's your birthday. Give me a bit of help here and see what happens.
So I've got the 2 female Avics and I've got 3 males. 2 of the
Ooh,
males.
nice one, just.
2 of those males are the males that I got from Luke at Seas in January. Right, they're still making webs. Right,
Awesome.
and they're going to go in first, and then I've got the one from Jay, like Spider King. He's going to go in last. He's a big male as well, so I've got those 3 males. That's going to be another thing I'm hoping to do this week if I get the chance, because she molted out after obviously the drama with the egg sac and stuff. She's molted out, so she's good enough. She's been 8 weeks, I think, since she molted, so she's primed. She's a bit funny with her food at the moment, but hopefully we get another look at the Avics. So yeah, we'll see.
John Cowling says, I need a male Havoc.
I've got to actually go and see. I'll see how these go. I'll see how these go. If they survive.
If you go into the book hut, just call the tarantulas Buddhas. Did you see the tag?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go in there and have a word with Natalie. I'll relabel. I'll take a load of
Natalie
labels in
behind the
there.
account?
Hmm?
Is it Natalie behind the account?
Yeah. I'll go and just relabel all her spiders. I've got I've actually got a speak. I've got a speak.
A little label saying Spooder and then
Yeah,
Tarantula
I'll
Rookie
do it.
logo at the end of it.
I'll do that. Yeah, she'll get the hump with me. There you go. I've got a message, Kelly. Actually, you've just reminded me, Charlie, because I've got 2. I was gutted. We went to Brighton. I was messaging backwards and forwards with Dave, right, and about an Avic that someone else has got for Dave. And I said to him in the conversation, I said, "Oh, I don't suppose you've got a female Carapoensis, have you, Nandu Carapoensis?" And he never responded to the message. And we went to Brighton. I'm like, "How come you didn't respond to that message?" And he's like, "What message?" And he opened it up and he's like, "Oh shit, I've literally just sold I did have a female. I just literally just sold her about 3 minutes ago at the show." I was like, "No." Anyway, Kelly has got a female. I've got 2 mature males. It was meant to be a breeding project, and then the female matured male. So thanks. But yeah, so they're going to hopefully go to. I'm going to drive them up because Just Tarantulas are about 40 minutes from me. So I'm going to drive up to Kelly's and hopefully sort of take the males with me and do a bit of filming possibly.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, just they're quite big males, so it'd be interesting to see what their females like in comparison.
Does that mean Venomous Visions isn't too far from you there? Because Kelly gives them a lift to the shows.
Not sure. Where's he based?
It's got to be near Kelly, unless Kelly goes to him on the way.
Because they're Ipswich, aren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're around Ipswich way.
Oh, really? Oh, that's close to me. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, they're around
Wait,
Ipswich way.
Venomous Visions or Ipswich or?
No, Just Tarantulas. They're round Ipswich way, yeah.
How far is Ipswich from me? Not far.
Whereabouts are you, Charlie?
I'm in Greater London, so Surrey.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh yeah, they're 2 hours from me, Ipswich.
Yeah, because you'd have to come up over the bridge or through the tunnel and then up the A12.
That sounds like so many ULEZ cameras. It's unreal to me.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm quite close to the Dartford. Well, I'm about 20 minutes, half an hour from the Dartford Bridge.
If you live in a ULEZ area, do you still have to pay the charges if you've got a car that's?
I think you do if you are, yeah.
Yeah, mate, you can't drive that car. Yeah, bro. So
That's why
basically,
everyone's
everyone.
they basically like stitched it
And,
one up.
and ULEZ is just bullshit. It's just to make the government money. It's absolute bullshit.
So everyone that had all these people that were on the poorer side or not earning too much money that had older cars, as soon as they put up ULEZ cameras, they could no longer drive those cars because it's £15 a day to drive them. So basically, they just destroyed, like they properly fucked over a shitload of people by putting up ULEZ cameras.
That's why there's so many people going around just blocking the cameras, taking the cameras down, destroying parking in front of the vans and all sorts.
I think England. I think we have like 2% or even smaller of the world's emissions, and it's like motorbikes. They all have to be ULEZ, but motorbikes are like 0.5% of England's emissions. So none of it really makes any sense.
Considering 1,000 years ago, the CO2 levels were higher than what they are now.
Also, it's when you look at places like India and China where there's like the world's biggest polluters of the world, but no one's actually even going to them and saying, "Come on, guys, let's sort this out," because everyone's scared of them launching a nuclear missile. So
you've got to lead by example, haven't you? So you've got to give them something to look at to go, "Oh yeah, we better follow suit." But they don't.
The thing is,
they do
you can also look at how further along the development line we are with industry and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But
what's up, Jacob?
Are you Charlie? Are you down by you must be quite close to Jay then, Spider King, like around that way?
I used to work at a restaurant where Jay also applied for.
Okay.
Nearly went for. I live about 10 minutes from Jay.
Oh, right, okay.
So I like how it says work at a restaurant.
Yeah, because where Jay is, when I went to pick him up for the Bristol show, it was like I couldn't believe we were driving around through his town on a Sunday morning. There's no traffic anywhere, and I felt like a curb crawler because it's all like 20-mile-an-hour zones.
Mate, it's terrible. Yeah.
I was going to get pulled over by the old bill for like curb crawling at 7 in the morning or whatever it was.
Charlie, I've seen some of your older pictures of food. You don't just work in a restaurant, do you?
Well, now I do. Now I don't work anywhere too fancy, but previously, yeah, I did.
Are you Michelin star chef?
Yeah, I've worked in places. Yeah, I've worked in Michelin star places.
So you're not an average chef, are you? You're like.
Oh well, now I'm an average chef. Now I work in a pub, but yeah, I guess.
You
now
worked in McDonald's.
Yeah, the Big Macs. Yeah, I've worked in some really, really good places. So, but the hours and the pay is they never quite match. So now I've got decent hours and very good pay. So I'm quite happy where I am for now.
See, my pay's not brilliant, but my hours suit me.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what it's all about.
So I finish at 5:30 and I'm home. I know I'm now not going to get called out for fuck all.
Yeah.
But
when my dad was chefing, my dad worked at like a few decent restaurants up London and stuff like that, and he ended up finding out he was happiest. He was working for the NHS because they were paying quite well for the staff. He actually was in an NHS care home, like doing the kitchens there, and he actually found that was better for him, better pay, better hours. It's just like less stress.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, I mean, this place I'm at now was the first ever restaurant I worked at, funnily enough. So I basically started there like 9 years ago, and it's come all the way around. And then after I've done 9 years of chefing in loads of different places, I've come back there. So it's pretty funny. But
Nice.
yeah, it's good.
More interesting than what I do, I'm sure.
It's all depends what you want to do, what you like to do. Hey, if I could work with animals, I definitely would, but
Yeah. That would be
sometimes
my
you
dream.
just have to. Sometimes you have to just work hard to do you. Some people do what they love and earn shit pay, and some people do what they don't love so much and do what they love
Yeah,
on the side, you know?
I would say that I do not love my job, but I find my job easy because I'm good at it, but it's definitely not what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, but
So
then,
maybe that's why it's not enjoyable, because it's so easy for you.
Oh,
now.
no,
For,
it's-
for
no,
us,
it's-
we
it's
wouldn't know what the fuck
top-
we're doing, but
The toxicity of the environments and office environments, stuff like that, I just don't. It's not a good place to work. It's like everything. But the thing is, it's just because the work's not difficult and the money was good. It was just like, oh, just do it. You know, it's fine. But if I could choose, I don't even know what I'd do if I could choose what to do. Actually, I do. That's a lie. I do know what I'd do, but I wouldn't do it because of the stress. But I'd go and teach maths. But I wouldn't do that in a school because the way the teachers are treated. So.
yeah, they certainly aren't great.
and it reflects as a parent with kids in schools. It does reflect when you talk to the teachers,
Yeah, they're all
because you
downtrodden.
can tell they're tired. You can tell
Yeah,
they're worn out
The
and
trouble is,
underpaid, and
they've got their hands tied as well. They have to teach in a certain way. They've basically had all their creativity stripped out from them by the way they have to teach nowadays, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not the job it used to be. The amount of paperwork they have to do, they haven't got time to teach properly. Do you know what I mean? It's sad, really. But yeah, I do a little bit of tutoring every now and then, help like kids with GCSEs and A-level and stuff like that. That sort of keeps that side of it sort of like toe in the water type thing. But I helped out at secondary school for 2 years.
I think they're forced to like go down a certain political line as well, aren't they? They don't really. Oh wow, Jacob, that's crazy. Nice one,
Awesome.
dude.
No, that's cool.
Damn.
It's
I'm joking.
my son's school is bizarre because you've got ethnicities from all over the world, which I think multicultural environment I think is brilliant, because you experience foods from places where you've never actually visited. Yeah, it's right on your doorstep, and cultures where you can't afford to go to, I don't know, Africa, but you can still experience their culture here, which I think is brilliant. But when it comes to foods and stuff, we eat bacon, we eat sausage. You try and get that in a school, no, especially in Coventry, it's like there isn't any. At the moment,
Really?
Leo being him and Noah have had some belly issues now for weeks, and they've been in and out of doctors, and eventually they've brought it down to lactose intolerant. Okay, wicked. Got some soya milk. Yeah, soya milk's okay. They'll drink it. Get them almond milk, and they absolutely love it. But they can't take it into school because it's a nut-free school.
Nut allergy. Yeah.
I've never known in 44 years of life. I've never known so many allergies to exist.
Yeah, man.
I
Well,
accidentally
It's like
went
the
up with
allergies,
my daughter.
and this isn't me having to go at anybody with allergies at all. It's like allergies seem to be affecting humans more now than what they have ever done. Like,
yeah,
what
man,
the fuck is going on?
no, you're spot on, dude. As a chef as well, like I experience that all the time. For example, yesterday, so I had a party of 16 people, and someone had a dairy allergy, right? It said on the sheet, it said dairy allergy. So I was serving them, and I go to my boss, and it had her check to have a sticky toffee pudding, and I go, boss, it says here she's got sticky toffee pudding, but we put butter in that. was like, "Can you just double check?" So he goes over to her. He was like, "No, that's okay though." Yeah. So you got a dairy allergy, but it's okay that there's butter in the pudding. Yeah. Not sure you're allergic, are you? It's just, I think it's like in restaurants previously, I've had a lot of what's up, Jay? Yeah, Jay's gonna know. Like I've had a lot of garlic and onion allergies. It's like,
Charlie, just
Yo.
move that microphone a bit
Oh.
closer.
yeah, there you go. I'll start calling you Chris.
Yeah, that's
Like garlic and onion allergies. It's just
don't
like
drink anything no more.
I'm not sure.
Give me pain out.
I think people sometimes really don't like a food, and they'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm allergic. Please don't put that on there."
When I worked in Costa, you had milk, semi-skimmed, skimmed. Then you had coconut, almond, soya, ultimate milk.
Yeah.
For people with allergies, yeah. So you come into Costa, you're allergic to dairy milk, so you ask for coconut latte. You could see my enthusiasm when I said that, and then you stand there and go, "Oh yeah, due to cross contamination, we can't guarantee that there isn't any milk products in your coconut latte." So it's like you offer the alternatives for people with allergies, but you can't serve it because there's cross contamination.
The trouble is, I think a lot of people misunderstand when they're told there's an intolerance or an allergy, because you can get a lot of these tests done now where they'll tell you all the 50 top foods that you're highly intolerant to, and you can get all these blood tests done and this and the other. Just because you have an intolerance to something doesn't mean you can't have it. It's just how much of it you have, on a basis and things like that, and it all depends. So allergies versus intolerance, and people read this data, they get their tests back and they're like, "Oh my god, I've got a massive intolerance to, like, I don't know, pecan nuts." Doesn't mean they're going to pop their clogs if they all of a sudden have a pecan nut rubbed past their face.
Yeah, man. I find it so unfair, man. As a chef, like, if you're really not allergic to something and you're telling me that you're allergic, I have to change everything I do and I have to question everything I do because I could fucking kill someone. Like, it's literally that serious, like with nuts and stuff. And if you're telling me that you have an allergy, it's so unfair, man. Like the amount of, like, the stress I have to go through to try and serve you something.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I totally
it's-
get it. And that's why a lot of these tests that people, because you can pay. I think it's like you pay for £100 and you go and get this all body blood thing done, and it tells you all your foods and all this, that, and the other. And it's just an intolerance level. It doesn't mean you can't have any of those things. It just tells you these. Try and avoid these, but you're not. There's nothing's going to happen if you have them. It's just that these will upset you a little bit more than other things. People misinterpret all that stuff, I think.
Well, I mean, I always. What's up, Mark?
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I mean, personally, I put it down to I try recently, as of like a few months ago, I've been trying to eat stuff like as raw as possible. So like for my breakfast, I just have 3 boiled eggs like literally every day, and I try to only like just meat on its own, maybe some seasoning, but just trying to cut out pretty much anything that has an ingredients list. It's like literally like that. Most carbohydrates.
When they said that it was lactose intolerant, they said it was secondary, which means it's not permanent.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. So both the boys got told it's secondary lactose intolerance. So maybe Mark will be able to help me out here, but that to me and Tara suggests that sooner or later it's going to disappear. But when Noah has milk now, he literally screams the house down because he's in a lot of pain between his belly button and where your pubic line would lie. So that line there is where his pain is. So it's like, okay, so it's secondary, so he'll grow out of it at some point. But when do you try it to potentially put him through a lot of pain all over again?
Yeah.
The doctor seems to think it's because he's got gastroenteritis at the minute, and it's only going to last 5 to 6 weeks.
By Leo, then.
The intolerance. Leo's always been constipated off milk.
Exactly.
Hey, Erin.
But
Yeah.
he was going through
months and
quite
then
a lot.
try it. See if you have any reactions.
They seem to be okay with stuff like chocolate because they
Yeah.
both have chocolate today and they're fine.
Some people are weird, though. I think I've mentioned this before.
Leo's
I think
fine with a chocolate spread.
A lot of
If the milk's been processed as powder as well.
exactly.
Takes
That's
stuff away.
exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. Milk powder is in most of these things, not milk.
I grew up
Surely
on a
though,
farm.
when let's say you have half a pint of milk and you drink it, or you have half a pint in chocolate. You don't consume the same amounts of milk. And like Mark said, and Charlie agreed, when you got the powdered milk going into chocolate, that lactose it's surely going to change.
They changed a lot of the recipes, didn't they, for a lot of chocolates over the last few years, and it's like that seems to have affected a lot of people.
Aaron, I'm going to be ending the stream soon, dude. But I will be joining you on Thursday. You're doing a live, aren't you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, like literally anything with ingredients, I'm trying to like stay. Obviously, I'm not crazy hard dieting. I don't need to for my lifestyle. I don't have any allergies or anything. But it's literally like I feel a lot more clear-headed. I feel better about myself. I feel better about eating. It's just like more natural things. I just think it's great. And I think
milk
ingredients processed.
Yeah,
the milk we used to have on a table in the mornings was straight from the cow. Like when I was living on the farm, at my granddad's farm,
as well,
we had the milk from the cow, unpasteurized, and it was warm, and that was the milk we had in the mornings.
Yeah,
it looked horrible, but it was lovely.
Do you think that eating like you are at the moment, do you think you're actually feeling the physical benefits, or do you think it's like a euphoria? So do you think it's just you've got yourself in a state of mind where it's like, right, I'm eating healthy, right, I feel healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a mixture, right? Like I feel better about myself because I don't feel like I'm putting as much crap into my body. Like I pretty much cut out, like the first thing I stopped eating was mostly anything like super sugary. So any like fizzy drinks, I say that I've got a bottle of Coke here, so I did drink that today. But like I cut out any sweets, I cut out any like processed sugars, anything like that. I stopped eating all that just for my health. And then recently I started just trying to eat as lean as possible, basically. But I would definitely say
guzzling sugar while you're saying it.
Sorry, go on.
I will stop eating crap as soon as the doctor says you need to.
I think as far as what Charlie's doing,
I'm fat and I enjoy being fat.
Yeah, but as men, we put off seeing the doctor. So.
Processed foods,
I know that feeling, Mark.
the vitamin and mineral nutritional content will be diminished by the fact that it's being processed anyway. So eating raw and as clean as possible does have the benefits. The fact your body is getting the vitamins and minerals that normally are diminished in other foods, even though they're present, they're not going to be as easily accessible in the foods once they go through the processing. There's a lot of research to show that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's one thing, and I'm not saying this is a good idea, but there's one thing that really stood out to me. There was some of you might know Jordan Peterson, but his daughter Michaela Peterson, she had like when she was growing up, she had like every illness under the sun, like anxiety, depression, bone issues, eczema, skin issues, hair issues, like everything. And she started eating, just cutting out little things out of her diet. And now I know it's insane. This is an absolutely insane diet, but she literally only eats steak with salt and drinks water.
He did that for a while as well, though, didn't he?
He's still doing it.
Yeah.
And that is all she eats, and all of her illnesses disappeared. And it's worked for a lot of people as well, not just her. And obviously, I don't have illnesses, but I do think nowadays, like a lot of illnesses in your body are caused by the amount of shit that you put into it. Like when you look at ingredients and processed meats, chickens, hams, all that stuff, it's disgusting. Like, I don't want my stuff to even have been in a factory. I just want to eat it, just clean. And like, obviously, that's really difficult nowadays. But I want to get
unless you've got a small holding.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But for me, that one thing, the fact all her illnesses disappeared when doctors couldn't even do anything for her, like that is enough for me to realize that maybe a lot of things are caused by
my sister was diagnosed as epileptic when she was quite young. She started having fits and she was really like having bad, and she kept having them. They kept upping the medication up to what was considered like the dangerous levels maximum they could give you for the epilepsy. And it wasn't going away. So my mum was fighting. Luckily, she was still young enough to be able to go to Great Ormond Street and get like looked at up there instead. And she went up there and they diagnosed it that it wasn't epilepsy at all. And she was basically allergic to cheese and Coca-Cola within, if she had them near each other at some point, and they were in her digestion at one point, and she
Wow.
literally hasn't had a fit since she stopped having those two things together.
Wild. Yeah. Okay. Right, I
That
need
is
to dip
mental.
out anyway, guys. But that was super fun chatting to you guys tonight.
Charlie, your other half is Deb, isn't it?
Yes.
Tell Deb thank you very much for letting us steal you this evening.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
Charlie and his beautiful wife, partner.
Yeah, definitely not.
They
not
went
yet,
out.
anyway.
They went out for a lovely dinner. So Debs is probably in the house with the film ready, waiting for Charlie. And
Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. All right.
so
Cheers,
tell her
guys.
thank you very
Always
much.
appreciate it.
Appreciate your
Mate.
time, Charlie, man.
Take care, guys.
See you later.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
do
Isn't it?
need to head off too because I've got work tomorrow. So
Leah's off to do another OnlyFans video.
Before everyone
Yeah.
starts shooting
Let me
off,
load it
though,
up.
have you seen this, Scott?
Hold on.
what's that?
This,
Is that
this, the plesiosaur.
Isn't it?
where
yeah.
are we?
So, New Year's Day, right? If anyone's interested, New Year's Day, this is going to be one of the things. They found I think it's 2 meter plesiosaur. It's the first plesiosaur complete fossil skull they found in the world. It was found in Dorset.
That's
And,
it, yeah.
It's going to be New Year's Day. They're doing something on it. One of the show things. David Attenborough's doing it. So that's going to be freaking awesome.
I was just about to say, it looked like David Attenborough in that picture.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's unmistakable, isn't it?
Tony says I saw that. It's proper
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Have
Who
you
doesn't-
been to that museum down in London?
Which one?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Natural history.
Natural History
There's
Museum.
got-
So,
yeah, they've got all the dinosaurs and things like that. All like
okay. So one of Connor's friends, one of the kids that I taught judo to for a while ago, his mum, her sister was the head curator in charge of scorpions, arachnids, and all that at the Natural History Museum. So we've been into the research labs in the museum. I've got photos of Connor holding like 500-year-old specimens.
Let me just kick Matt off the stream, bastard.
It's just unreal. Honestly, some of the photos I've got of Connor with scorpions, millipedes, and all this and the other. He's got a tailless whip scorpion that he's holding that's like 300-400-year-old, been preserved, and they're doing like stuff with it. It's absolutely crazy. It's just the most amazing experience. Super lucky to know these people.
I went to the Natural History Museum of Europe in France.
Yeah,
but this was probably 90, 98, 99. So it was basically just cost pennies to get in.
Yeah.
And it literally, all this time later, it's still in my mind as one of my fondest memories ever, because it's just so interesting. Yeah, okay, the two-headed deer was probably fake, and where the neck attached to the body pretty much looked fake to me.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like such a good. I've been going to that museum in London like since I was a little kid, so long time. But one of my best memories is when Connor was 5 and we took him there for the first ever time, and we went into the dinosaur area.
Not much longer, just Exotic Pets. Sorry.
All he had done for his first 5 years of his life was watch things about dinosaurs, and we took him to the museum up there, and we were wandering around. There was this nan and her 2 grandkids, and she's walking around, and the kids are asking her questions, and she's answering, and Connor sort of tapped her on the side of her leg and went, "You're telling them the wrong stuff." And she's like, she's looked at me, and she's looked at him and gone, "All right, smarty pants. Well, what's this then, and what's that?" And he gave, at 5 years old, he gave this woman and her 2 grandkids a guided tour around the entire dinosaur area, explaining why these didn't live with these ones and the age differences and where these ones lived and where these ones were found. And it was just like, she turned around and said, "Where does he get all this?" I said, "I have no fucking idea. I have no idea where he's got all this from." It was brilliant.
It's like the dinosaurs, and just qualify Matt, because I know what you'll say. The dinosaurs that flew in the air, we refer to them as dinosaurs. Even as kids, but they're winged lizards, and they were pterosaurs. I found that out 2 weeks ago, and I'm 44 through a podcast. I was like, "What?"
You don't know unless you know. That's the thing.
Well,
Right.
what you taught in
You guys
school?
dragged me into an
Pterodactyl's a
interesting
dinosaur.
conversation. I need
Leah,
to
thank you
go,
very,
so-
very much for coming on.
See you later, Leah.
Majorly appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Like, honestly, places that we're so lucky, really, like that places like that exist. Like, you know, those sort of museums, the
Oh.
fact that they're freely available just to walk in and look around and do stuff. Like, if you've never been to the Natural History Museum in London, like the fact that the Science Museum is basically linked to it and you can walk from one to the other and stuff, it's an unbelievable sight to go and see. Really, really good. Well worth a day out.
You can wander up the road and have a look at the Albert Hall as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, you do have to book a ticket now to go into natural history museums ever since COVID. But you only book a ticket, but the ticket still is free. But then you can make a donation if you want to. But it's a fantastic place, and the building it's in is amazing. And apparently, I look like the statue of Darwin that's in one of the doorways. So cheers for that. Yeah. Fuckers. That was my missus. She took a picture of me while I was standing. It was in the background, and she was like, she did it on purpose and put it all over social media. Like, look at this fucker. It's Darwin's grandchild. It's like, thanks.
Yeah.
Was
if you like
that
your
that last year?
Egyptian- If you like your
She might
Egyptian
have-
stuff as
she
well,
might
you
have put it on Facebook last year. Yeah, she's done it a few times. It sort of comes up in her memories, and she posts it up all the time. But it was before I lost all my weight. Like, yeah, cow.
How is Kathy's leg now?
It no longer resembles a side of a truck, but it's it's slightly shrunk now. She's walking on it far too much, but it seems to be starting to heal up a little bit. She hasn't taken painkillers in the last 2 days, so that's a good sign.
Send her our love again, please.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, bloody pain in the arse it is. I got home from work at 8 this morning. I had to go and muck out all the horse, and I've got to get up first thing in the morning and go and do all the same again tomorrow. It's like,
Yeah. But you have got an absolute gem in your wife.
oh, she's awesome. Yeah, she's.
She is a lovely
So I
woman.
suppose I better sort of do a little bit back. I suppose.
Joe says, sorry, I've been quiet, been watching Emernia out and about. Don't apologise for watching spiders. Spiders are more important than any live stream.
Yeah. Hopefully just in its enclosure.
I'll tell you, I couldn't believe how easy your Lividus rehouse went today, Mark.
Oh, little pussycat, yeah.
Erin's been to the London Museum and the aquarium.
Oh, the London Aquarium's a good place. Overpriced, I think, but it's an amazing
Nice.
place. Beautiful place.
I went to the Sea Life Centre in Birmingham probably, oh my gosh, about 9 years ago, and it was expensive then. We looked at tickets recently. It was just like, I don't know how people afford to go. Honestly, it's just
they're quite often in the 2-for-1 tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I suppose their running
They're
costs
fine,
are
right?
astronomical. Like a museum, the running costs aren't as high as, say, for example, like somewhere like the London Aquarium. I mean, that thing, the water, the salination plants and all that must cost them an absolute fortune to run.
and the lighting for the corals
Yeah,
and the heating. And
yeah, everything. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But they do get an awful lot of traffic, so you know.
Cheers, Joe.
Once these places start making money, it's very difficult to sort of like lower the costs, isn't it?
They need to be there because sooner or later we're going to need to restock the oceans.
Yeah, soon they might be the only places you can go and see livestock.
I was watching a guy on TikTok, and basically he was told, you know, you can't do what you want to do unless you go to university, get a degree, work with us for so many years, and then when you're 50, you'll be able to do it. So what he did was grew his own corals, took frags, put them on lines in the ocean, and grew them in the ocean, and then he's now restocking one of the coral reefs that had completely broken down. He did not go to university. He just got the funding through charities and stuff like that, and off he goes. And I'm like, wow.
That's cool.
If only we could start something like that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
The Arachnophiles, my Gygus was a pussycat. Aloha. Yeah, Gygus tend to be, and then they have a molt and they're an absolute knob, and then they'll have a molt and they'll be a pussycat, and then they'll have a molt and then they'll be your worst nightmare. And then they'll have a molt and they'll be a pussycat again.
That one I got from Steve W from that collection, and then I've got another one, and literally they oscillate between malts. They'll both, one of them will be fine, the other one will be an arse, and then they swap round.
Night, Hannah.
I did manage to rehouse 3 kilo brackish yesterday with literally no bolting.
So Jay's other half, Aaron, is working with some very rare corals at London now.
Need to get Aaron to sort of like
come on a stream,
do some social media stuff, yeah, because he's got some amazing stuff he's working with. Every time,
especially if he films some of the corals, it'd be one for Jay with his channel. But if he films some of the corals, and then yourself, you can then load those videos onto your StreamYard and play them as an overlay while you're chatting about them. That would be very cool.
He does some seriously cool stuff. I mean, every time Jay mentions the work he does, it's just it must be a brilliant job. Must be a brilliant job. It's like everything though. There's a lot of people who have really good jobs, and the people who actually do the job come home and do nothing but moan about it. But the trouble is, you have to sit back and think to yourself, no, actually, I'm pretty lucky.
Every job out there, you need somebody to do it. So everybody's part of that functioning society process.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Not every day is going to be a picnic, is it? But yeah, he does seem like he's got a brilliant life.
If you two didn't do your jobs, half the apps wouldn't work that Mark works on, and
if I do my job, if I do my job, half the apps don't work. That's the trouble. I tend to get told to leave things alone.
Jay says he loves it, and he's getting a lot more into the inverts as well now.
Yeah.
I would.
I don't have a plan B. That's all I can do.
The only mistake with spiders I ever made was selling my marine tank to make raw room, and now I realise that I could have kept it and put the rack in almost over it.
Yeah,
and that I really wish I did, because it'd be. Yeah, there's something about having a water space in a house that makes it, for me anyway, just feel really nice. I was thinking, those tiny, about that type of size aquariums, doing one of those planted with maybe just 1 or 2 shrimp in, just paying more attention to the plants.
Yeah. We haven't got anything in the house anymore. We used to, but we've now got, the only thing we've got is a pond outside, but it's 11 foot by 11 foot. It's about, I think at the maximum depth, it's about just over 3.5 foot deep at one point. But we've got some big fish in there.
You should do a video on it.
Oh, mate, in the summer when it's clear, I could. I've got a GoPro that I can take underwater with there and stuff like that. And I have taken footage from underneath in the water. We've got some big mirror carp and some koi and stuff in there. Yeah.
What do you do in the winter when it's really cold?
Don't touch them. Just leave it. They're fine. They're just they get left, and the good thing is we've got so many plants in there and stuff like that. They can all hide underneath there. It's oxygenated. It doesn't freeze because it's constant water flow. So it's pretty good.
Unlike my internet.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on out here tonight.
It's weird though.
That's because you live out in the middle of nowhere, and you only had electric installed last week, didn't you?
They were saying there's a lot of solar flares at the moment, which is causing problems with a lot of internet and stuff at the moment, like 4G and everything. So don't know whether that's still ongoing or not. But that was last week.
I like how people, like, I've heard it a few times, think that hiding in a basement or something, you'd be all right from an exploding sun. I'm like, no, you'd see it shrink, and then it would go bang, and then that'd be it.
Yeah, I don't think you'd survive that.
Not even if you're on Mars.
Yeah, I've got a.
No worries, Aaron.
The video tomorrow is the 3 kilo brachis, and I was expecting it to be a little bit more spicy than it was. It's not the best. There's a lot of it's a learning curve with some of the fossorials, rehousing them. I think they're the biggest pain in the arse to get out of their enclosures and do it so it doesn't look clumsy.
Get a big tub, lie the enclosure on its side, and then I use like a wooden spoon just to slowly scrape away the substrate until you can see the thing.
This is what I've ended up doing on 2 of them.
No matter what you do, they're covered in soil.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's okay, but I did the Syok, the
yes, Aaron,
the Tanicharum, and the Cancracken. So They're all right. They've got nice. They've got well. They're here actually. They've got big setups now, big tubs, like nice and deep. And they've webbed up quite a bit. They've only been in there a day.
I can't remember who I saw that I got the idea of. It might have been Tom Moran or something, but it was actually slowly filling it up with water and forcing them out.
You can flood burrows, yeah. And to be honest with you, that's what I was doing on the old setup because the water that was going in there, none of the soil would absorb the bloody water, so it was ending up flooding it regardless of what it. The annoying part was the substrate was bone dry, yet there was mold around between the plastic and the edge of the soil. So what was happening was I was trying to dry it out to get rid of the mold, but it was actually dry substrate. So it was a bit of a weird one. So that's the reason why I gave that one a rehouse anyway, the Psyoc. But the other two are okay. Hopefully they'll be all right in these new setups. It's a different mixture of soil as well. It's a bit of peat moss that I still add, topsoil, and a bit of vermiculite. So hopefully give that moisture level and also not dry out, but hopefully stop it from holding between I think a lot of plastic tubs, you get the moisture between the plastic and the soil, and that's where the mold seems to sit. So an enclosure might look really moldy, but actually when you open up and start digging through the soil, it's only the soil around the very edge that's actually got all that mold. It's not actually the soil in the middle, which is why the spiders actually love in life, because they're not in that bit.
When it comes around the edge, it's like it likes the light.
Yeah. Those spores. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But again, I've never, only on drier setups, I've ever found mold all the way through.
Yeah.
VH is asking for vermiculite. Is that the little gold flakes?
It's like
the white one.
It's white. It's an artificial stuff that they use in a lot of plant setups. And what it does is it holds the moisture so that you can keep the moisture content in the soil for longer without flooding it. It looks almost like but you can get tiny fine grains of it as well, and it's almost like it's really light, and it feels almost like polystyrene balls in a lot of respects.
Yeah, because you've got vermiculite, and then you've got the other one.
Yes, I can't think what the other one's called, but it's like a yellowy gold. It's almost like looks like gold leaf, doesn't it?
Yes, that's the.
To be on the spider bedding.
Spider Life use that gold stuff, don't they?
The problem with the gold stuff is, I mean, this is not my information. This is Tim Heller. Tim Heller's
perlite.
He'll kill me for saying it, but he is one of the world's leading experts when it comes to true perlite. Yeah, cheers, Jay. When it comes to true spiders, and he pointed out the fact that, to me, this is over PM. He pointed out the fact that with perlite, you always see your spider or your invert with that perlite stuck to it because it's got tiny holes in it, which almost act like suction cups. So surely that's got to be irritating the spider. Hey, Des, vermiculite is volcanic ash. Ah, that'd be why it's so light.
Yeah.
Nice one, Des.
There you go. Cheers, Des. It's definitely good at holding moisture, that's for sure. Whatever it is. It's a godsend with the humid requiring spiders, that's for sure.
Got it in with the Gyners. These are the ghost porcelain roses.
All right.
Absolutely no ingredient list on the spider bean.
That's because they don't want you to make it. They want you to buy it.
Trade secret.
Yeah,
it's always exactly right. I haven't had a need to change. So.
Night, Erin.
Night, Erin. What I have noticed with the peat moss, the Irish peat moss, I never see mold, never see mushrooms. Ever.
No.
But the only problem with that is in 2024 you won't be able to buy it.
Funny you should say that as well, because I actually went. I thought, right.
Night, Erin.
I know ethically. Night, Erin. I know ethically, like the way it's all going and stuff like that. I'm going to go down. I need to get some for my killer brachis. I want to get some and just have that, so I've got it long term. And I went down to the garden centre that I know has it, and they actually said they've got 23 bags in stock, and they're not allowed to sell it apart from commercially now. So they had stopped already. So yeah,
you can still get it on Amazon.
Yeah, I know. This garden centre wouldn't sell it to us. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's fair play.
Yeah, Aaron, drop me a message about your Thursday stream and I'll pop on with you. Yeah, but in the same light, it might upset somebody somewhere. But if it obviously how it's collected is terrible for the environment over there and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But if they've already collected it, there's a big stockpile of it, and you can't buy it next year anyway, you might as well just buy yourself a bag of it.
Those bags that are sitting in the garden, centres, they've got 23 bags sitting there. If no one buys them for commercial use or whatever, they're just going to sit there. I mean, I know they're not going to go rotten or anything like that because that's what they are. So they're going to be fine for a long, long time. But it just seems silly that if you've already got the stock, it should be a case of places should be running their stock down and that's it, and then not getting any more in. So it makes more business sense to me.
Hey, Sarah.
But yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
When's your next live, Matt?
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm live tomorrow. I've got I'm doing a members only from 8 till 9, and then I'm doing like a public one from 9 onwards. I thought I'd do that because I was trying to think of things to give some of the members. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get my videos up on a Monday for members, and then they go live Wednesday. And then also maybe when I'm doing my lives, do an hour for the members before my live starts.
So I saw that early release stuff you can do with YouTube now, but then when you come to release it publicly, it doesn't come as a premiere, does it? It just goes. Boom.
No, if you want to do a premiere, you have to do it separate. This one's just for that stuff, but I don't do premieres at the moment just because of my work. So.
I like chatting to everybody on the premiere.
Yeah, I get that, and
that's the only thing.
It's the one thing I was toying about, but I thought, well, I haven't done one live, like a premiere yet, so I'll do this for now and sort of give the members a little bit of something for this year, and then we'll sort of see what goes on. But the funny thing is, it's like it's
a great idea for the members, though.
I tried to get them out Monday, but I went to work last night, and I still had this video so blooming long. I mean, it's a video I've had to cut down. It was almost 2 hours worth of footage that I've cut down to 26 minutes, I think. And I even struggled to get it to be that 26 minutes. I was really trying to make it shorter, but I couldn't. But that got loaded up this morning. And then next week, I've already filmed next week's video. So I can put that up Monday for the members and have it out for Wednesday. So I'll be back on track then. I think you just got to get ahead of yourself a little bit. And then once you get ahead of yourself, it should be okay. But not the members I've got a few. I've got like a handful of members, and they all say, no, we don't care. We're not interested in worrying about that stuff. We just want to be a member to support the channel. And I think that's brilliant. But at the same time, I think, well, I would try and give people something back, because no matter how small it is, at least I feel good in myself that I'm doing something for those people that do support the channel, you know?
Sarah says, does anyone know where I can get a Versicola sling or juvenile? Can't find anyone.
Sarah? Right, hold on.
CFTM.
So Sarah won a Versicola sling on my live, but because it was we had said the rules were collect at the Brighton show or C's, she said to me, well, can you gift it to Caitlin? So I've gifted it to Caitlin, and I did say I would gladly find and source one and get it shipped to you. So if you seriously still want a Versicola sling, Sarah, please let me do this thing. Just let me find one from one of the sellers and let me send one to you, because I did say to you you'd want it on my live, and I did say I'd sort you one out. So please let us do that for you. Don't go buying one. Don't go buying one. I did say that I'd do it. So let me do it. Send me a message.
There'll be some somewhere.
Yeah. So it's one of the sellers. One of the sellers online will have a Versi sling, and I'll gladly order it and get it shipped to you.
I wonder if Luke's got any.
There's none anywhere. We'll be able to find one. We'll find something.
I thought I'd say CFTN. You don't want a tiny dot, do you?
No, you'd probably want to buy a Juvie if you want a sling.
I think I'm done with their mystery boxes forever and a day.
Dave might have some.
Sorry?
I'll try and see if I can. I'll have a dig around, Sarah, see if I can find one for you.
I wanted you to gift it to Caitlin. No, please, Matt. Honestly, it's fine.
Yeah,
I just can't.
The thing
Sarah,
was-
have you ever bought from the Spider Shop, Sarah? Where do you normally buy your stuff from?
Oh, I'll tell you what. If you're saying there's none anywhere, I'll go to the Bug Hut. I'll ask Natalie. If she's got any, because if she has, she may ship one for you.
That was so funny today. The Lividus came in there, which was inside this box, filled with packing peanuts.
Do you know
which was inside this box, filled with.
The thing is, Mark, when I saw that, right, what was really awful inside my head was when I saw that, the only thing I could think was the size of the box, the container it was in, compared to the size of the box it came in, was similar to the unfortunate incident of a few weeks ago. The only thing difference was the packing peanuts.
No, the other box was smaller. The other box was smaller but taller. But yeah, it just didn't have any
Matt,
stuff inside.
If you can find one from the normal sellers, if you know the seller personally, just message them and ask them if they know where Sarah lives, and just say, "Can you post it to her?"
I know roughly where she lives. It's a 22-mile maximum area that she lives in. I know that for sure.
What from you or?
No, from the place where she lives, there's literally only about 22 miles worth of. I think it's 22 miles of land, east to west.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She'll know what I mean.
It's, interestingly, the heat packer didn't have any residual heat, which is, for a
There's
day, that was quite strange.
A couple of people said that though, because I think Millie got some Beetles and her heat pack was cold when it arrived this morning as well. I'll have a look around.
It's
see
weird
if I can
actually,
find
because I mean, a lot of the ones that I was checking them recently, and the ones that you see on Amazon, they generally got expiry dates of 2021. So
it's that you need the aquarium ones because they're 48 hours minimum. So if they fall short, if they fall short, you're looking at 24-hour heat anyway.
Yeah.
My Thursday video is literally live food review from I filmed it about 2 weeks ago, but I haven't been in the right frame of mind to do much filming for Thursday anyway. So
yeah,
it's one that I've kept ready for a day like this, so I can just put it together quick time. Push done.
That's Thursday, is it?
Yeah. Sarah, I bought from TSS and CFTN before for tarantulas, but I've looked on Portsmouth Spa, so many legs, and Bugnut. Is Bugnut up and running again? Matt, if you find a Verticolor, could you please send me the link, as I want to, and a Viku Avik, yeah, Matt. So if TSS Creatures from the North have got one, then they've got their address already, and Rad will do it. I'm sure Lee would do it. Sam would. He's googling already. Look, you can see his eyes going.
Oh yeah, I'm on the phone. Yeah, I'm on the phone. I'm looking. I'll try and hunt one down.
Website's back up. I never knew that.
What about what's his face's place? Oh, I can never remember the guy's name. Porian, Spider Planet.
Damien.
Is it Porian? Is it Porian?
Oh yeah, Bugnuts is back up and running.
I'd say the worst thing about some of these people who design the Spider websites is you can never just simply search something. It's like the only advantage Spider Shop has is the fact they've got the search by genus part on there. But whoever writes their websites needs a good kicking.
Yeah, some of the search free text boxes hidden.
No, it's awful.
Oh, no, the Bugnut site's open, but when you click on anything, nothing's available.
I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find anything, Helen. I'll see if I can find anything.
Bugnut's website's open, but they haven't got anything on there for sale.
Yeah, the carabiners. It's weird with the carabiner. It's like
good to see them up and running again.
I've got a Versi and I have the Lieti, and the Lieti is very different spider. Like the Versicolor, super docile, super calm, brilliant spider. The Lieta is it's got an old world vibe about it. It is not a friendly beast. I get more threat poses from the Lieta than I do virtually any other spider I've got in my collection. Crazy.
Just watch my legs go like this out of his burrow.
Kevin Bigley or Ian Wileman?
Backmar Breedings. Yeah, I wouldn't think like maybe they've got some stuff.
That's just Terrific Tarantulas.
So many sites around now, though. You've also got Graham. Yeah.
Well,
So-
both Graham and Luke do keep stuff off their website. So if you message them, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I've got one. I've just not put it on the website."
Yeah, holdbacks, aren't they, for their stuff? It's...
And you're a channel member, so you get a discount. Luke.
I'll have a dig and see.
Yeah, thanks, Matt, for searching for us. I don't know where to look other than the places I mentioned. Has Kelly got any?
I don't think so. I don't think they've got anything at the moment. They've got some Avic. Oh, they had some Avic Durensis at Mildenhall when they're up there. They may still have some of those, but I'm not sure. Just Tarantulas. I think they're on Facebook. Someone was asking me about them the other day and said, "Have you ordered it from anything Just Tarantulas before? Are they legit?" And I said, "Well, I know I've spoken to a few times the people who run Just Tarantulas, so." You know, Kelly's been in the game a long time, hasn't she? But yeah, Just Tarantulas on Facebook might be worth a shout.
Kelly, yeah, she's been in the hobby a long while, yeah. I think she just used to breed and supply the suppliers at one point.
She's got they had Durensis M2s. Just looking at their stock they had for at the Mildenhall show. They had slings there for that. The good thing is she does the same thing that Luke does and has the boxes with the drawings, pictures on the top, the pictures on top. So you can actually just go through without having to try and figure out what names are meant to be on the boxes.
I think that's wicked because you know what the spider is immediately.
Yeah. She hasn't got. I can't see they have any verses on there, but they definitely had the Durensis, and they had quite a few. So it might be worth shooting them a message on there if you're after an Avic. The Avic Durensis M2 is a little bit more fragile, I think, than the normal Avic. From what I understand, I know a lot of people who've had a
Blackpool
Durensis
Reptiles and
have lost
Aquatics have them in stock. No idea they're any good though. Never used them before.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, they used to be shit, but the last sort of 5 to 10 years are now good. Just price wise. I've just messaged Lou, but it takes him a little bit longer to get back to messages now because he's got fucking stock coming out of his ears.
Yeah. I'm quite happy because my Mark Spider Guy, he gifted me one of the Durensis at Mildenhall, and it's still doing okay. But I know like there was about 3 or 4 people that had them, and I think 2 of them or 3 of them
to
have
get
passed away.
Blackpool. That's £50 delivered. Fuck that.
Jesus.
It should be under 20 delivered for a tiny sling.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? The trouble is, I do get shops. It's like, and I know when I go into the bug hunt, I talk to Jim and Natalie quite a bit, and you look at the costs of running the places they have open, and they're amazing shops. And for anyone who's been there and seen the place, like you know, they always say it's amazing to go in there and actually be able to see all this stock in there. And a lot of the spiders they have in there are what you'd say reasonable price, but then you have some in there that are like, oh god, it's just a little bit more. And if you know online sellers, you're like, okay, that's a little bit more than I would pay online. But at the end of the day, you're walking into a place where you can physically see the spider as well. You haven't got to wonder what it's like when it turns up through the post. Like some sellers, if they say it's 3 centimeters online, and when you get this spider, you're expecting something that's like this big, and it turns up and it's like this big, and you're like, what? Yeah, it happens.
There's only Luke that's out there that will say it's 3 centimeters and it turns up to be 2 foot.
It turns up and you've got some dinosaur coming in the back. Yeah, because Luke's crap at updating his website, and he's like, it was probably 3 centimeters when he got it 6 months ago.
Because he's one of these lads that the spiders come first and the website and the business come second.
Mitch was saying the same tonight. His website's got about 25% of the stock that he's actually got.
Yeah.
And Luke is very much like, he's just into spiders. And the business is very much like, the spiders are his thing. The business is like a hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same with his dad as well. But their passion is spiders. So updating website, it's like, update the website or try and pair this one, or rehouse or do something else with spiders. And
yeah, you could do, Bastian. You could ask for a new picture for them. The trouble is, I think what happens is people sort of see it and they go, okay, fine, I'm going to get a geniculata, and it says 3 to 5 centimeters. And when they say 3 to 5 centimeters, they're talking about if you got a rolling pin, flattened it, and then measured the DLS on it. And a lot of the time, it's not like that. The trouble is with people, they see 3 centimeter DLS, they get their ruler out, they look how big that is, and think, okay, that's a decent size. But they don't realise how long those legs are when you lay them flat, and they come up smaller.
It's like our intestines. Apparently, if you spread it all out, it'll cover a tennis court. But we ain't the same size as a tennis court. But these spiders. It's like God knows what their girlfriends think 6 inches is. They must think it's like this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is, Matt. That's what it is. They've told the wife this is 6 inches. Therefore, they've got to sell the spiders this big at being 3 centimeters.
I think if you look like that's 5 centimeters there from the tip to there. That's 5 centimeters. But if you're buying a spider that says DLS 5 centimeters, you probably want to estimate that you're looking probably nearer that for your spider. I'd probably knock about 1.5 centimeters off a measurement and just say,
Matt.
Just seeing that.
Matt.
Yeah.
You said that was 6 inches.
Look, I do what I can. But yeah, I always think if you knock 1 centimeter off, like if you say, oh, I'm going to get a spider that's 5 centimeters, if you knock 1 centimeter off and then look at a ruler, that's probably what it's going to sit at, because they sit like that as opposed to sit like that.
Yeah, because that was, Lividus 3 to 4 centimeters.
Yep.
And then
you're showing the one on the tissue.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's it, and that's a Lucozade bottle top. So
yeah, and that's right though, because I mean, if it laid down, flat,
he's crunched up there.
But... Yeah, if it laid down flat, that's probably 3 centimeters at a push, isn't it? So normally, what's that? Like just under 2 centimeters sitting like that, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, but people need to be able to sort of understand that's, spiders don't sit in 2 dimensions flat like that. So, it's difficult. Hey, Leah, how you doing? Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like I had a spider that was meant to be 10. I think it was 9 to 10 centimeter DLS, and when it turned up, it was like. I was disappointed. Like the money I paid for it, I was disappointed, and it was like. But then I thought about it, and I thought, actually, to be fair, like it molted, and it was when it was like they spread out when they molt, and it was spread out like that. And I'm like, well, to be fair, it probably is that now. But when it was sort of walking around, it was more like 7 centimeters. But yeah, I think you just have to understand, and that's where Luke's different. Because if Luke says it's 4 to 5 centimeters, it's probably 7 to 8 if it laid flat. It's actually 3 to 4 centimeters why it's like that.
Leah's eating homemade rice pudding. Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh, I could just
With jam. With jam.
I could just eat a pudding. I think we've got any.
Yeah,
Kelly-
Fonna Palmer's in the CFTN mystery boxes. Yeah, they're little dots.
Kel says I've got the same Athena Palmers as Scott. Oh, don't even go there.
That's
There's a moderator in here somewhere. Oh no, it's fell back down.
I've got a is it the Nishiacolus panamus? The old Ami panamus, the old species Panama spider. It's molted with me 4 times and it's still in a sling vial.
That moderator will molt probably 4 or 5 times. It will still be in that pot.
Yeah, this one's molted 4 times.
Because
It's
they're
still in the sling vial. I've got no plans to ever move it for a long time. It's ridiculous.
Athena Palmers. I mean, yeah, the ones CFTN supply, they are small, they are rare. They just take so long to molt and to grow. Hence, they're still so small. But you're still so annoyed when you get one so tiny.
This is why I was so grateful when I knew that this was in stock and like I was gifted this. This was like such a good size. I will be showing a picture of it on me, but you know,
Yeah.
This is that's my Anax.
Oh, beauty!
It's a lovely size, and honestly, super calm, beautiful spider. I've got a little video of it here. Sort of, it's just unbelievably cool spider. And this is a good size of Phonopelma to actually pick up. It's unsexed, but we'll see.
I've got the world's smallest Chalcodes.
Oh,
the chunky Chalcodes.
We had
or Chacalets.
I was gutted because the bug hut. I went in there and she had literally just had 2 customers come in and bought the 2 Chalcodes that she had in that day. They went in and out that same day, and they were probably 8 or 9 centimeters.
See, that's a grown-on sling.
Nice.
This Pseudo Haplopopus Columbia that I got from CFTN, I still haven't seen it. And there was a tiniest of molts in the top. I'm literally going to have to empty this out and check it's in there.
Yeah, cheers, Leah. Thank you so much for being a part of that as well. That was awesome. But yeah, the my Chalcodes, I picked up a Chalcodes at Bedford last year, and it still hasn't molted yet.
Got one of Leah's curly hairs though. And I have a Matt and Leah Cambridgei.
Molted a couple of times maybe, yeah.
Two
Yeah.
2 times I think it is.
Yeah.
Twice now, I'm sure.
They're looking healthy as well, aren't they? They're a good strong sling, they are.
Oh, well happy.
Beautiful, Mark.
Yeah,
It's always-
they've grown from little things, but that's like nearly.
Honestly, I'm so
year and a half.
pleased. Like to have the project that like me and Leah had, and to have the fact that like loads of people I know have got a little bit of me and Leah in their lives. It's like that's cool. That's what I love.
That's the best bit. That's
Yeah.
the best bit.
Yeah, I've got.
And I had it before I had the curly hair and that off Leah. So it makes you a little bit more proud about owning a sling of anything when it's bred by 2 of your friends.
Yeah, I got. I had 5. I gifted one away in my giveaway, but I've got 4. I'm keeping the 4.
It was fun at Brighton because I showed Gav, from Mitch and Gav. I showed him footage of the Purpurea that I'd bought at BTS. And he was going, "Oh, it's really interesting. We never really get to see what's happened to them after they've left them, of course."
I was blown away at the Brighton show because I was chatting away to Mitch and Gav come over and I said about something I'd done. I said, "Oh, these enclosures because I was using this for like nursery pot or whatever." And he went, "Oh yeah, your Avic video, yeah, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "You don't watch my videos, Gav?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." It's like, what? I mean, Gav don't really get much time for doing much watching videos. So for him to be watching like some of my stuff, I was absolutely over the moon by it.
Do you know what? I said something very similar to him. I went up to him at Bristol and I went, out of everybody, when you comment on a video, it makes me very proud because I know that video has been done well because Gav don't do bullshit.
No, and he doesn't have much time for it either, like to watch. So
No.
if he puts time down to commit to that, that's awesome. Like he's a good. I like Gav. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Joe's.
Oh, yeah,
That was from Gav.
yeah.
Well,
it's one of
he
his
knows that.
carvings, isn't it?
I love that type of stuff.
Yeah, he was good when he did his. He did what was he making the was it the mantis or something? He did a head of or something. He was doing a movable thing. That's a nice size, Mark.
Yeah, that's one.
Do you know what? I messaged Gav, right, and I said, look, I says he's very good with his woodwork, as everybody knows. So I said to him, I said, look, I says my wife's dad's grave has always had a wooden cross on it, and the wife wants to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Well, the wooden cross that was on it has been on there since I think she was 4. So you're looking at almost 30 years. I said, would you let me, would you be willing to have a commission to make one? And he went, Scott, I've got one in the cupboard you can have. He's such a nice bloke, he's Gav. I love him, I do.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He does an awful lot of stuff like for people. He's a good guy. That's a lovely size, Mark.
Yeah, I've
It's
got
his stories on
5
Facebook crack me up.
like that size.
Yeah, he's always got time at shows as well. Even though that stall is always busy with them two, he's always got. Both of them have always got a lot of time to chat to people.
Who is Gav? Impossible Inverts, Helen.
Yeah.
Works with Mitch on Unseen Universe.
Yeah, Helen, have you been watching Mitch's giveaway?
Again, this time next week, Gav and Mitch will still be on Unseen Universe doing the raffle, doing the giveaways on the raffle, and getting money for Mencap. I would rather you lot take some time out and pop over and go check out them, and then give him some money for Mencap.
That's right, Helen. Yeah.
The thing is about like I can understand not knowing who Gav is because Mitch is the face on those giveaways, and Gav, he really does just sit back and support Mitch, and he sits back and just doesn't. Some people wouldn't probably know who Gav was even if they watched every stream because he sits there and he's there for Mitch all the time. It's an awesome thing he does. He's good for that type of stuff. Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, I know the idea. I was on about like next Tuesday. I donated. Did I donate?
So give Spa Spiders voucher.
No, £50 voucher to be used at Spa Spiders or Unseen Universe. I did it last year, but it was like a £50 voucher just for Spa, and I thought, well, maybe some people want to spend it with Mitch instead, so. We've gone for both because I know Luke's donated. I think has Luke put £100 in it again?
Luke did loads of stuff last year, didn't he? He did various little things over the course of a month.
He's a legend for stuff like that.
I'll tell you, I won't sort of say exactly what he did for my giveaway, but for the fact that I went to him because I had some money to get a voucher put together. And then what he came back with and said, well, let's do this instead. And I was like, what? Yeah, honestly, the guy's just, he does a lot for good people. He does a lot of good things. He's an awesome guy as well.
He is a good lad. Very good lad.
Yeah, nice, Leah. That's lovely.
Who's that?
That's what Victoria and I have donated. I think. Where are you?
Which one's that one, Mark?
Atrachromatus.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. I was saying that the Calcodis I picked up at Bedford, it had a big fat bum then. That was last year, not this year, so 2022, and it still hasn't molted yet. And the thing is huge. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a molt from that thing at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I think mine largest one was pretty much a year before it molted.
Yeah, this is now, well,
Yeah,
when's Bedford? September, so
Yeah.
so it's 14 months now that I've had it, and it's not even looked at doing it. Crazy thing. I was trying to see if it was out, because if I went to
never
feed
in a
it,
rush.
if I went to feed it, it would eat, but I can't feed it because its bum is like twice the size of its carapace, and it's like, I'm not giving you any food because you're dark as anything, you're big, and I have had a spider, I've witnessed it, where as they expand to molt, the abdomen's just popped open like a little nut. It's just boom, and exploded. I witnessed it with the biroops.
I wonder if the hormone's lacking at that point. It's not producing the hormone.
I think from what I can understand from what someone was telling me, as
produce
they
a
get bigger
hormone
and then they get bigger
which-
and they have that separation,
which creates a separation by pumping that fluid through.
Yep.
If it ain't got that hormone, maybe the spider continues to
expand, or if they haven't got any space to push the fluid in to expand because it's already at almost breaking point. I mean, the trouble is
Didn't
with
even think of
anything that hides, you have to gauge their size, don't you? You have to catch a glimpse of it or engage the feeding. I think Dave has this right though, because his view on it, from what I remember him saying, is if you're not sure if a fossorial is big, fat, hungry, or whatever, wait till it comes out, because if it has to come out of its burrow, you'll know it's hungry. So then at least you'll be able to see it. So sometimes if you haven't seen a spider for 2 months, leave it, don't feed it, and then it will Dave's mindset is it will come out if it's looking for food, because if it's hungry, it will come out to look for food. So you could just not feed it.
Oh, what I do is, what can I show? So imagine my fingers are dubia. That's its bum. Tongues onto the very edge of the bum, and then its legs are going like this.
Yeah.
So on the top of the burrow where all the webbing is, just let it do this and let it keep doing that. And if the spider's hungry, it will come out and you'll see it.
Yeah, I mean,
the other thing I do is chuck a dubia down, hit your enclosure up, put your ear to it, and you'll hear your spider crunching on the dubia.
Yeah, the trouble is some spiders will still eat if they're massively overweight, won't they?
Yes.
And
I've got an
that's
agent
the
like that.
risky run. It's like, I mean, like I say,
I feel the pain.
the Calcodis will eat, but I can't feed it. It's just so fat. I wish it was out so I could show you. But I've also had I've got what's the other one I've got like it at the moment?
Normally they're really thick and they look like they can't see it, even though it's right in front of them.
Trying to think of the old spider I've got that's super fat. I think it might be my smaller gigas actually, and it's like I can't feed you because luckily I've seen it come out, but it's like it's constantly sitting there. If I wiggled a sort of any food around in front of it, it would come and take it, but it's not going to be healthy for that spider to eat.
I am unfortunately going to have to close the stream at 12:30 because I've got to get up.
No, you're right. I've got to go and do the yard at 7 o'clock, so that'd be good.
Yeah, I've got to get up at 7 to take the dog for a walk, and then I like to get to work for 8. So I'm one of these weird people that will go to work half an hour early, so I can say hello to everybody that's already there and stuff, and have a coffee. And
yeah, you have to.
I was going to say if the burger van's open, not off those anymore.
At the moment, I'm on £2 microwave meals because there's a microwave at work, so I'll stop for dinner and have a microwave. That's it.
Yeah, exactly, Jay.
My mealie never refuses a meal.
Yeah.
Where do you work now, Scott? I was at Costa part time, but I was. They didn't pay you right for a start, and there was a new lady came in from a different shop, and I experienced sexism like unbelievable. And in the end, Tara said, "Look, you're not kicking off like you normally do because you want to bring home money for the family." She went, "But I want you alive. I want Scott back. I'm fed up with you coming home and having migraines. I'm fed up with you coming home and just not being there. Yeah, she said to me, she said, you're here, but you're not here. And I had to hand my keys in. So I handed the shop keys, the safe keys and everything, and I left. But now, Midland Vehicle Components, so I just deliver car parts all around Coventry to the different garages. So multi-drop driver, basically. Multi-drop delivery driver, I suppose.
Say that 10 times fast.
No, Helen, at the end of it, I was just exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. You're supposed to, I mean, I was a supervisor, which I personally carried out wicked, but I could close the shop, not a problem. To open the shop, it's 3 months training. I've done 6 weeks and never opened the shop, never been there in the morning when anybody opened the shop as such. And she expected me to open it the following day and it all goes smoothly. And of course it didn't, because I didn't know. So I messaged her and phoned her at the shop opened at 7. I got there at 4:30 in the morning to make sure everything was right and perfect. And that's not right. It's not right. No. And there was a point where she said to me, she went, "Oh, I need to speak to you." And I said, "Okay." And at this point, I already thought, right, I'm having Thursday and Friday off. I'm going in on Monday. I got the weekend off. I'm handing in my keys, and that's it. And I didn't have another job to go to either. But she says, "I need to speak to you," and I said, "Yeah, okay, no worries." And got to the end of the night and clocked out, and she says, "Oh, I need to speak to you still." And I thought, the amount of times you've been a cock to me, you're having a bit back. And I turned around to her and I went, "Well, I've clocked off now, so you're gonna have to speak to me Monday morning." She went, "What?" And I went, "Well, you can clock me back in and pay me the overtime if you want to speak to me." I said, "But I'm officially not working, so you can't really talk to me about work." And she said, "Oh, I'll have to clock you back in then." So she did, and we sat there. And she said, "A lady came in today, wanted a latte, asked for a coconut latte, and she had milk allergies." I already knew the story because another worker had mentioned it, right? And I went, "Oh yeah." She says, "Well, she got a full fat latte, even though she said she got wanted a coconut one. She's got milk allergies. That could have killed her. Blah, 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 blah." And I went, "Right." She said nobody explained to her about cross-contamination at Costa Coffee and all the rest of it either. I went, "Right." She said, "Well, that's failing to follow policies and procedures." So I went, "Right." She says, "Well, I'm going to have to give you a written warning because you were the supervisor on shift, although you didn't serve the coffee." And I went, "Okay." She went, you're just going to accept it?" And I went, "Well, no." I went, "Because funny enough," I said, "it was at 12:15, yeah?" She went, "Yes." I says, "Well, I was on my break between 12 and 12:30. I said, "So the person in charge of the staff was yourself?" I went in now. I said, "Now it's up to you what you want to do." I said, I'll quite happily sit down with the area manager and discuss this." And she just brushed it under the carpet. But the girl's got an hour for dinner in a 12-hour shift. I got half an hour and she was coming and fetching me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it, mate?
Half an hour.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But Tara literally said, she went, "Go and look in the mirror." She went, "You need not to be working there and to just..." So I did. And I know, Helen, yeah, I could have done something about it. I could have took it further. But I was done in. I'd had enough. For me to walk in and go, "Here's your keys, see you later," and for them to go, "What? No, you're supposed to be closing tonight. We can't get anybody else." Rah, 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 rah. And for me to go, "Bye," that was payment enough.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
And luckily for me, I had a job interview 4 days later. I got the job, and I've been at MVC since.
Oh, good. I'm glad things are sort of the ship's sort of steadying a little bit.
It's not the best pay in the world, but I'm not coming home with headaches. I can phone the missus whenever I want, which when Leo's at home is essential, really.
Yep.
And what have you. And in fact, In fact, I mean, Tara's just walked in the kitchen now, and she'll tell you we probably have more in-depth conversations over the phone than what we do face-to-face. Because when you're face-to-face, it's normally, oh, Leo's done this, Noah's doing that, Layla needs to do this, we've got to get shopping, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. And then it's bedtime, and then you wake up and it's work again. So a lot of our conversations are done over the phone when Tara's here and everybody's at school type of thing.
Yeah, when you can actually have time to breathe and sort of say things. Yeah, I get it.
Or the middle. The boys can't have them.
All right, I'm going to have to love and leave everyone anyway, because I've got a few things I need to do before I need to get bed. So it's been awesome being on the screen there, mate.
Everybody for coming along this evening. If you've been here from the start and you've not been over to Mitch, you are in trouble. Next Tuesday, I do expect you all to either, if you are watching me constantly all night, I do expect you to have Mitch's live running in the background as well, and showing him some support. If you can't get a ticket or anything like that, just drop him a like. That's more than enough, as well as just so he knows that he's doing something real positive for autism and for MenCap and what have you. But yeah, and he's also running that every night all the way up until Christmas. And I should imagine all the other streams will stay the same. You know, watch us by all means, but please make sure you're also watching Unseen Universe as well.
I'm fully expecting it to be a quiet stream tomorrow night, and I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest with you.
Well, Christmas Day, we're going to be doing a giveaway here, 6 till about 8:30. And then Mitch is doing the last day of Christmas giveaway after that, because I didn't know he was doing it Christmas Day. He mentioned it at the show, and I said, "Oh, when you starting that?" I didn't tell him about mine, and he said 8:30, and I said, "Oh, I'll do mine 6 till 8:30 then," because I know what he would have said.
Yeah,
he would have gone, "Oh no, carry on, blah blah blah." So I waited to. He wouldn't have told me what time he was starting, would he? So
yeah, I did mention your live I think on the last live I was on, I said, "Oh, you're normally doing one on the Christmas Day, so I'd like make sure you go and check it out." It's quite good for people who sort of
appreciate that.
Yeah, feeling that way. I think I've also got it recorded in one of my other videos coming out as well. I sort of said that, so it's a good thing for people who are sort of like, you know, Christmas Day, maybe struggling, but maybe you just need a little bit of some outside company, maybe. But tomorrow it's going to be 9 o'clock for non-members, and it starts at 8 for members. I've got a little bit I want to do for some members and stuff like that. Just basically have a bit more of a.
So if you're not one of Matt's members, Sarah, it makes a big difference. It has to me this year. Honestly, it's made such a huge difference.
As long as people are enjoying the content, it really doesn't matter to me. I appreciate it fully, but you know what I'm like. It's like, as long as people are enjoying the stuff, then that's good enough for me. Seeing people at shows and things like that is where it's all part of it for me. So I don't mind. But I'll be the shows 8 o'clock for members, 9 o'clock.
Have only happened because of Mark, Spider Guy, and the channel members. Mark covers the majority of the fuel and won't take any more than X amount.
Yeah, there's been a few good people that have taken a lot of people to a lot of shows this year.
Yeah.
And it's you can see how appreciative these people are. Steve picked me up for C's.
Steve drove from he was like closer to C's. Yeah. And he picked me up and he drove me to C's, and Leah and Terry then drove me home.
We had I think we took Jeremy, Steve,
little hamsters flagging.
Who was it? Was it Jeremy, Steve, I think Phil, and me down to Taunton, I think, and then I took.
It's cool as fuck, isn't it?
I took Jay over to Bristol, but yeah, it's just.
And you take Caitlin to all the shows.
Yeah, she loves them. She loves them. We didn't even see her at Brighton, to be honest with her, because she was so happy with the people at the shows and stuff, and she now knows everyone. We didn't see her all day.
It was the first time she stood there and chatted to me for such a long time, and then I think she's 16, isn't she?
16, 17, yeah, 17, I think.
So I was like, I said to her, Caitlin, I said, the whole "you're pregnant" thing, I went, I owe you a massive apology. I said, I thought you were over 18. I said, I sincerely apologise. And she just stood there with a cute face, and I thought, you shagged him, didn't you, on that night, didn't you? I didn't say that, but I thought, yeah, you did.
She's a lovely girl. Honestly, I think, regardless of what happens with her and Connor, like she's become part of furniture here, so she'll always be coming to the shows with us anyway. So yeah.
Is that you saying, Connor, if you ever spill with her, tough, you're getting back with her?
The thing is, it's like, it's just, how things go, isn't it? As a dad, they're amazing together. They are, but it's a lot of life to have in front of you to not. It's just difficult, But she's awesome, and I wouldn't have, I would never not. If anything happened between them two, I'd always make sure we kept in contact with her and stuff like that. And I'd hope they would remain friends anyway, because she's such an awesome person. She's really cool.
She comes across as being really quiet until she opens up, and then
she's got some difficulties that she deals with, but she loves the show so much that I'm just really glad that we sort of can take her and just let her do her own thing there, So she's just amazing. She's an amazing person, really. She's got her heart is wholesome.
Connor.
Yeah, the hearts are wholesome of those two, that's for sure. So. No, you're more than welcome, Jay. If I can bring you to another show next year, mate, well, I'll make sure I do. Honestly, the trip to Bristol was brilliant because I'd spoken to Jay. I know I need to go, but I'd spoken to Jay a few times beforehand, like in the lives and also on the WhatsApps and things like that. But driving to Bristol with Jay and then driving back with Jay, honestly, that made our friendship. That did. And he's honestly one of the nicest people I've ever met. Just an absolute great guy.
Did you have Taunton? That was Connor, and Callum, Jeremy, and Steve.
It was. Oh, that's right. So Taunton was Jeremy. It was Jeremy, Callum, Steve, and me. Bristol was Caitlin, Connor, Jay, and Callum. I think. Yeah.
Right, boys. I'm literally gonna have to close the stream.
No,
Tyler's got. Can I put the washing machine on yet, please? Five of us here. That washing machine don't stop. Do you know what I mean? It's only on a Tuesday night. We pause it.
No, all good. All good. I'm gonna drop anyway because I really need to rush off.
Thank you both for coming along.
It's been good. It's been nice. It's been a long time since I've been on a Tuesday night, Scott. So
appreciate it.
Thank you, chat, as well.
Yeah,
and to everybody in the comments, it's been absolutely awesome.
Right, I'll catch you later then.
See you around.
Remember, Matt's got his live tomorrow, 8 till 9. Channel members, 9 o'clock onwards.
That's the one.
Everyone.
Exactly.
You never know what to say after that bit, do you? I don't. I'm like, no. Well, yeah, night, everybody. Take care.
See you later, guys. See you later, chat.
Bye.
See you later.